1997 said hi.
All right. Ah, sorry about that. Hey, Mom. Sorry, I ran to the bathroom real quick. All right, I'm back. All right, so let's just get into it. So I'm gonna do no introductions. All right, so right now we have Clownfish TV, and it says here. I don't know if you guys can hear me well. I hope I'm not too loud. Um, yeah, so it says here, per se. Um, where it says, where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, there we go. So it says most gamers are middle aged. I guess they're referring to me to a degree. I'm early middle age, I guess you can say. Sadly, am I considered middle age? Okay, good, good, because I was worried about that for a bit. All right, let's jump into it and see what they have to say. This is from Cloudfish TV, so let's see what Neon and his wife have to say.
All right, guys. So it looks like video game players are older than what the companies want to believe. The average age of gamers has risen to 37 in the U.S., according to this study.
37.
And I believe it because a lot of the hardcore gamers are older. If you think it's a young person's thing, you haven't been on Twitch. There are a lot of older players over there. They're streaming, Call of Duty and stuff like that.
I think the reason why let me see if I'm right. I think the reason why the number is so high than like 16 or like early 20s or even mid or late 20s is because a lot of streamers and gamers are grown now. Like Mark is 30. I think Mark is married now, right? Pews is married. And they have children. Like I Pews has a kid. I was watching Pews in like early high school while I was in ninth grade or some shit, right? So like, and because people know that if you can make a career playing games or at least reactions, I think that's what it is. Well, that, but like, I think because people have made careers from playing video games, right? It's not like, oh, it's just a hobby. It's a hobby turned into a career, turned into a side hustle type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be like the biggest streamer in the world or the biggest known person, but just the fact that you can like have your little slice of like a piece or a slice of like something of like value of getting money for just playing video game or being interesting and putting video games in the mix of it, because that's something really able that all can do. So yeah, it kind of makes sense why people in their 30s plus or even 40s are still playing video games, because right now, if you can look, there's I bet about like 5 or 6 streamers who are like 70 years old and playing Call of Duty. I forgot, I think they're called the senior citizen, like uh Twitch streaming Call of Duty players. I think they play Call of Duty and I think Valorant, if I remember right. But like, that's a thing. Like, it's like a literal team of old people. They're like 60 plus playing on Twitch, making crazy amounts of money because they're just old and they play the game pretty well. They're not just like old people play. They play and they're really good at it. Some of them are old veterans who used to serve in the military. So like, it kind of makes sense, right? Like there's no real game that kids you can say is a game for kids other than like a Nintendo game, right? Like back in the day, like in the early 90s, 2000s, we had Spyro, we had Mario, we had Crash Bandicoot, we had Ratchet and Clank, we had Jack and Dexter. We had all these different IPs that was really kid friendly focused. But now kid friendly focus is like the Fortnites, the new expansions or the new battle pass of the next celebrity or the next IP that's just popular at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like majority of all like shows and IPs are very mature focused now, if anything. Like look at Adventure Time. Adventure Time has pretty mature themes and topics in it now. Steam Universe and what else was on our show? I guess the Owl House has some form of maturity stuff in it. Like there's no kid show like a Billy and Mandy. You know what I'm saying? Billy and Mandy never really talked about any real like mature topics. They'll say something funny or something. They'll make an innuendo, but they never talk about like anything that's going on in real life. It's just slap, gag, like Ed and Eddie and stuff like that, right? Um, so like something like Steven Universe is a different level of cartoons for children because it's more story driven, more story based, right? Kids are not into the random thing that happens and then it just kind of changes. Like I think that's where maturity and what we left we kind of forgot as children, where things are not like it's imaginative and things can like happen, but it doesn't have to make a lot of sense. Like SpongeBob, for instance, there's no real coherent storyline. There are connecting like situations where something might be brought up and might be in a future episode, but it might also be forgotten completely. So like continuity is not really there in SpongeBob to a degree. Sometimes, but not really. But like a Steven Universe, like it's so story focused. So when something happens to a character or something happens in a specific way, it's gonna be brought up or it's gonna be mentioned. Or if it does get forgotten, it gets forgotten in a way that well, we didn't really mention it. But then again, it's not like it's we can just like overlook it per se until someone says, "Oh, that was retcon." So yeah, it kind of makes sense why video games is more old for more older people. They have more money. Kids don't. Kids are on the iPhone, right? Kids are on the Fortnite, right? They only care about V-Bucks and getting the latest what digital item or product, right? So yeah, they do references, but they're not really like story focused. So like say for instance, like if something happened um to Peridot in Steven Universe, if something tragic happens, that's gonna be brought up in like 5 episodes from now, or it's gonna be brought up in like a season from now, right? It's gonna have a continuity, but like just because Billy Mandy made a reference to like Kids Next Door or Fled Flintstone or Scooby Doo or I don't know whatever show that was popular at the time. It's references, yeah, and it has slapstick, yeah, but it never focuses on like real issues like mental illness or like uh 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 changing changing intersexual like relationships and stuff like that. Not really. If anything, it makes fun of all that stuff and doesn't really care for that shit. It's just kind of like we did the thing and we didn't really learn a lesson, but that's the whole point. We didn't learn a lesson because it's a cartoon. We don't give a flying fuck. That's what that is. So that's what truly what that is. Even Family Guy to a degree has a form of continuity to itself. Because when something's brought up, they will make either fun of it or they will bring it up if it's needed in said storyline. But it's usually a tens of storylines that will make sense over time, but something like Billy and Mandy makes only sense when it wants to be.
That, but these video game companies have been chasing Gen Z and Gen Alpha, and those players are playing like the Roblox and the
That's
Fortnite.
what I was gonna say. They're playing the online. They're playing the online.
They already have the kids. They don't even. That's the irony in this. The irony in the whole like trying to capture Gen Z and Gen Alpha is already in their midst. They just don't know it. Because what happens is when they make like a bunch of girl boss stuff and stuff that has nothing to do with girls per se, like something man focused, but just into a girl thing, this flops because most of those kids don't care. Well, young kids or more late Gen Z don't give a shit about like the Kratos or the we call it the Metal Gear Solids, the Final Fantasies, and all that stuff. I'm not saying they don't care about those things, but they don't have a deep care for these characters who grew up with them at yay high up to whatever age you are now at this current year, right? So like my little brother, right? If I bring up something like Metal Gear, he's not gonna give a fuck, right? He knows what it is, but he's not gonna have that relationship with that game. He's gonna have a relationship with the FNAFs and the Fortnites, and that's it. And those are already IPs that are brand focused. They're not really like it's Fortnite is well, I know that Fortnite has a story, but no, I don't think anyone gives a flying fuck. It's just who's gonna be the next battle pass. You know what I'm saying? Like John Wick has been in battle pass like 7 times now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they do. They love to do it, but I blame the companies for this, right? It's usually the companies who encourage this bullshit in most cases. Yeah, there's some type of that's what I'm saying. There's a type of story in Fortnite that's going on from the beginning to this point, but a lot of people don't give a fuck about that. They care about who's the next, who they can buy next. Yeah, so like this is why people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. John Wick is OP, but this is why 37 is the average age for the gamer because it makes sense because those gamers have a very a passionate love for the games or the IPs that came before, right? So this is why something like the Marvels did not do well because it disrespected not only what Stanley and other creators have done for Captain Marvel, but it spits in the face of the audience who are genuinely is men, white men specifically, white men who are like in their late 20s, early 30s, or even mid 40s, who grew up with those comic books, knowing those characters, and then when you have this feminist slap you across the face and say, "This is not made for you," type shit, and then hope that the so-called modern audience comes and saves you, and you realize that the people who you're slapping across the faces is your target audience, and then the irony is that the audience that you're looking for not you didn't even show up. It does not exist, right? So much that the director didn't give a fuck about watching the opening of the movie that she directed, right? Hey, Sour, what's going on, bud? So like, yeah, so like that's the problem right there. So like, because mainly white men were the focus on that movie, but because they don't like straight white men or just men in general, it's not just straight white men. They said, you know what, fuck you. We're gonna wait for the women to come and save the day, and they didn't. They even did a poll. They show that white men were the most watched, or the most that watched for the Marvels compared to black men, Asian men, Hispanic men, Middle Eastern men. They were the highest, which is the most hated. This is the irony in this. Who actually went to go watch the Marvels? You know what I'm saying? That's the sad thing about this. So no, no, not women saving the day. Oh no, we're doing a reaction. No, we're doing a reaction. No, so no, you can be part of the conversation. So what we're doing is a reaction. So like Neon and his wife, Geeky Sparkles, they just said that the average age of a gamer is 37. That's the average age now, and companies are scratching their heads on how come that's so. The reason why is a Black Panther movie, right? So like the reason why is because most of these young boys when in their like even older than I am grew up with these IPs over time and then gave a literal fuck about these characters whether it be like Jack and Dexter, the Crash Bandicoots, the Spyros, the Ratchet and Clanks, you know what I'm saying? But like they cared about these characters, Metal Gear, Final Fantasy, you know what I'm saying? They cared about these characters and they grew up with them. Now the kids that the companies want to focus on is like mainly Gen Z and um yeah, specification sure. So like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, the irony in this is that those companies already have them in their midst. They just don't know it because those companies already have them on the Fortnite, the Roblox, and all that stuff. So that's where that problem comes in, right? So like because none of these kids give a fuck about like what Kratos is up to. They'll play the Kratos game because it's most popular, but they don't have that care that they grew up with Kratos from the first game up to this point. They have played the game, but they have not grown up with the game. There's a difference between knowing someone and growing up with them, right? So when you grow up with someone, you have more of like a brotherly or sisterly care for them compared to someone you just know because of association or because they have to be the popular streamer. It's like when I was growing up within my high school days, I was watching PewDiePie and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, right? I grew up on those three when I was watching when I was in high school. Now those men are either married or have children or both, right? So I'm saying, but other kids don't see Mark how I see Mark, right? They see Markiplier, but they don't see Mark Fishbach. You know what I'm saying? They see PewDiePie, but they don't see Felix. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So that's the irony. Or Curry Kenshin has a planet named Momo. A planet named Momo, I mean. Or like those who watch Curry Kenshin. I never watched Curry Kenshin, so I didn't grow up with him. But I knew of his existence, but I never watched him per se. But I know some of the memes, that one dance meme that he does, but that's it. That's the only thing I know. And then I think one or two FNAF videos, but that's it. But yeah, these kids don't really have that connection to these IPs like we did, like Cartoon Network from the Dexter's Labs, the Johnny Bravos, the Samurai Jacks, the Cow and Chickens, the what do you call it, Mike, Luke, and Og, the Ed and Eddies. You know what I'm saying? Like the Hanna-Barbera cartoon shows, or Looney Tunes, and you know, and so on and so forth, or whatever happened to Robot Jones, Sheep in the Big City. You know what I'm saying? Atomic Betty. I guess Total Drama Island. I'm saying, like, I think Total Drama Island was like at the far beginning where Gen Z really started coming into fruition to a degree, and I think by like season 3 or 4 with Total Drama Island. But I already checked out on like season 1 or 2, so like it is what it is. So yeah, that's why 37 is probably the average number for anyone who's a gamer. It kind of makes sense.
Games. I mean, that's still gaming, but they're playing more of that kind of stuff, or they want the retro consoles to play the old stuff. That's the kind of stuff that they usually play.
Yeah, so I think it's really funny when you get these journalists that are younger than 37 in a lot of cases out there attacking the boomers. Like, the boomers, it's not for you. You're old. You're too old for video games.
Correct.
And the average age
Correct.
is 37, which means we have people in their 50s and 60s as well as people in...
Oh, no, he's married. He got married. Mark's married. He got married just like, what? I think it was this year. Yeah, and what's that other one? What's that other show? Skunk Fu, and what's that one with the Robot Boy? Robot Boy, or Chop Sucky Chucks. I don't know if everyone remembers that one. If that one's a dream, Chop Sucky Chucks. If you remember that,
in their teens and 20s playing video games. And
if I had more time, I'd be playing.
You know how I know you're old? Does anyone remember? No, Robot Boy. I know you're talking about Astro Boy, the anime. I'm talking about the cartoon. It was a Robot Boy. It was an Astro Boy ripoff for cartoons. It was made from Canada. It was called Robot Boy. It was this little boy who had a robot, and I forgot why it was the reason. He had his little sidekick friend and the black girl who really liked I think he was white. He liked the blonde haired dude. The little cute black girl with the little round like Minnie Mouse puff balls. She wore blue and she was a cute little one. She was so adorable.
Kingdom Hearts games again. I just don't have time.
Yeah, 4 looks like photorealistic. It's kind of weird. It kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, it always aired when it was in school. And then I think there was another show that I don't think anyone knows or remembers. It was called Scaredy Squirrel. That show came on so late. Oh my god. yeah. Now it's. So there was a show. I don't think anyone remembers this. This proves that you're old as I am. So there was a show. Okay, wait. There's 2 shows I think you could remember if you're old as I am. The first one was called Gumby. Does anyone remember Gumby? It was a stop motion clay animation type show about a green little guy and his, I think, pet friend dog. I mean, a dog. It was the horse, the pony horse. And then the other one was another show that used to come on. It came on in a very strange times at night, but it was called Oh Yeah Canada. Does anyone remember that? It was cartoons made from Canada. It was these surreal cartoons. Nah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And yes, I do remember one Hero 108. Oh, okay. I'll guess that in a bit. I got you.
King set looks like Persona. I don't hate
does.
it. I think it's cool. At least it's gonna be an R world. It seems like, so that's kind of cool.
But yeah, this is interesting because this is going along with something I reported on the other day. The average age of Final Fantasy players, I think, is like 30 plus. They said that 77% of the people who bought the Final Fantasy
Hey, JR, what's up, bud? US Final Fantasy 7 versus
7 remake, 77% were over 30. They were trying to appeal to a younger demographic. It did not work, and actually the way
because the younger demographic doesn't give a fuck about story-based games. They care about who is the next IP that's going to be the next Battle Pass. You guys put them on this Battle Pass nonsense for the last 10 to 15 years, and because you did this, they don't care about stories or very focus driven, that teaches you life lessons or anything like that, or tragedies, or, you know what I'm saying? They don't teach you anything. They're just battle passes for the next hero shooter, extraction shooter, wherever the fuck it is. So you can put, like, I don't know, Bruno Mars in it at the same time as Bugs Bunny in the same room. I'm saying, like, it's ridiculous, right? That's what they focus on too much. Patel Vaz, Fortnite skins, and trans warrior flags. Well, I don't know. No, I get you, but like, I heard that there's a study that the whole focus on pride is going down fast. I think they said it was at 48% last year. Now it's at 38, 37, or no, 36, 37. So it's going down, it's plummeting. So like, we may not see a lot of that in the next coming years, but you can't put it past these people. They'll do anything they can to just, you know. But right now it's the clock, or the pendulum is swinging hard back to center, at least. Yeah, it was at, I think, 48. Now it's at 38. I see the valid game, but a text based only. Oh, okay. Text based only. So is it like what? So is it like a Dungeons and Dragons type thing? For his gambling addiction. He has a gambling addiction? What the fuck?
Series has been going is they've been dumbing it down more or less and trying to turn it into an action game. And they just announced yesterday they're going to go back to its roots. They're going to have 2D sprite-based Final Fantasy, which I think looks pretty awesome.
Yes,
but
Markiplier is married to his longtime significant other, Amy Nelson. He is... Mark Fishbach, Markiplier, is married.
2D sprite base, they had you.
I think they got married back in September 2025.
Oh, I'm there, man. I'm there.
Leon is like huge Final Fantasy. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hardcore fandom. But
how's that going?
We're seeing this time and time again that these studios, these companies have vastly misjudged the age of their audience. And it comes at a great cost to them because the older audiences have disposable income.
Correct.
So you actually want an older audience.
The only reason the movie of Mario got $1 billion is not because a lot of stupid kids said they want to see Mario. Some did. I'm not saying not all of them. But majority of them who wanted to go see this movie was people in their 30s or late 20s, or people in their 20s in general wanted to go see that. That's the only reason why it hit $1 billion. So...
because they have jobs. Okay.
Now, see, the toy companies figured that out.
Yes.
Which we're going to talk about here later too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. All these things are related. But so if you're playing games at 47 years old, don't feel bad. You're actually right in the sweet spot there. We're going to have gamers. We already have grandmas streaming.
Is there a cap for that on that 58 pages, or it's just going to keep going until you feel like you're good?
Love every minute. I think that's great. I think that's the best thing ever. So wholesome.
But we're going to have games in a couple of years probably where the main character is like a senior citizen, because the people playing the games are going to be in their 60s, 70s, right? If you grew up with Nintendo.
Get off my lawn, the game.
Get off my lawn, the game.
It's like Grand Theft Auto, but with an old guy and a cane.
So let's talk about this, old ass gamers. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do. If you'd like more Clownfish TV, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com for more Clownfish
well,
TV
you know,
episodes.
if you play a Cyclops, he says that in it. Oh, I don't know if he's... No, you don't play hero shooters, but like in the Cyclops video we did...
Will not find here.
He says that.
On YouTube, go out to iTunes, go out to Spotify, iHeartRadio, listen to the audio version. And if you'd like to see us play some games occasionally, go out to the Clownfish Gaming channel. I felt like I was too old to play games, but apparently I'm not.
No.
That's what they kept telling us for years. Like, as soon as you hit 25, it's like, you're too old to play video games. It's not for you. It's for the Gen Alphas, you boomer. Well, no. The people buying the games are 37 on average. So and they don't want a lot of the shit that the studios are pushing. So
like I said, a lot of the younger people are playing like the online stuff.
Yes, they're playing Fortnite. They're playing the Roblox. That's all they play. That's all my little brother plays. That's all he harasses his sister for is like fucking Roblox or V-Bucks or some stupid shit. I have never heard this kid say, I want to play the latest Final Fantasy. I want to play the latest Kratos game, which is... but I want to play Stereo Blade. Like, I don't hear him saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear him say, I want to play the latest, I don't know, what's another game? I don't hear him say, I want to play Kingdom Hearts. I hear him say, I want to play, or I want to get V-Bucks to get the latest stupid item in Fortnite. That's it. When I ask him about any other games other than FNAF, probably, he'll stick with FNAF, Sonic, and then fucking Fortnite. Or Roblox. Those are the four. That's it. Getting the youth of the arcade. I'm not. I think more of them might go to League of Legends to play a game, and then when they experience League of Legends, they might go to XKO for after, because given how League is kind of, you know, the way it is, and how I'm talking about community wise, these kids with the more feeble, like, you know, it's not gonna keep them. Yep, N64. Play that N64, right? So, like, yeah, I'm not saying that they won't go to League of Legends because of watching Arcane, but most of them are just gonna try to play Arcane because they want to play as the characters that's in there. I'm not saying some of them are not in there, or probably all of them, but given... That's... Wait, hold on. I'm not gonna say it's not, but remember, if you're an old head in the League's community, you're not going to feel as toxic to you because you already been there from day one. Like, it's like people in Modern Warfare, right? So if you play Modern Warfare from the very beginning and you're up to Modern Warfare now, you're not going to feel as much toxicity now compared to back then. Because back then, we can say the most heinous shit to each other ever. And then, like, listen, perfect example. If you got banned on Xbox or even PlayStation, but mainly Xbox, on 360 in the 360 era, you got suspended or banned. You did some insane, heinous shit. You didn't say shit. You did some shit. Right? For real? Damn. Ranked in like the leaderboard within game, or are you talking about like the top guy who was playing? The top guy on the leaderboards in overall. Cause like, you know what I'm saying, like, for you to get banned oh god, there we go. Oh damn. I miss those days. Because like if you did something heinous within 360 era and you got suspended or banned, you did some high level Epstein shit. You did something insane. Like, you had to be like fucking trying some terroristic Hassan shit for you to get banned in 360 era. Because remember, they will have that percentage thing where they say how many people will avoid you compared to how many people prefer to play with you. And that no one gave a shit about that percentage thing at all. That shit was stupid. So, like, that was the shit that was insane back then. That was insane shit. So, today, remember, guys, I get banned tomorrow. I get unbanned tomorrow. I get unbanned off Overwatch tomorrow because I called someone a half ape. I literally said half ape, and that got me banned for 30 straight days. That I didn't say the slur itself. I said you half ape. Somehow that was instantly a 30-day ban. I was like, fuck. Jesus. I wish we could bring it back.
You know, it is what it is. And then the ones that they sell, when they want to sell the games like on Steam and those things, it's all the people who buy them. It just is what it is.
Yeah, so that's the thing. These studios need to get through their heads. If you're not appealing to them, they're not going to buy it. The people, the audience you're chasing, the same thing we saw, the same thing happened in comics, and the same thing happened with, other geek fandoms. They chase the younger audience, but the younger audience doesn't buy things very often. They play,
Right.
free to play stuff. They're in it for the memes. They're in it for the whatever. They're not dropping $60, $70, $80 on a game.
No,
Unless you're
no one's doing that. For me to drop $70 game, you must be so based to the point that I know that you're not gonna put no insane woke nonsense. You're not gonna jit me in the slightest. You have to be like so trusted for me to drop $70 on you. I'm waiting till that game drops in price. I'm not buying a game 70 plus unless it's like either Eastern focused or that's it, because I don't trust Americans with games these days, Western specifically. If it's the Eastern, then yeah. Usually if it goes wrong Eastern wise, either two things. They cow down to the West to a certain degree, or it had some type of real technical issue like what happened with what was it? It was Monster Hunter Wilds. When people downloaded the game, there was a texture problem. It was making people's games crash. It made their computer fuck up or some shit like that. Some insane shit that was going on with them back then. So that's why I didn't buy the game. I was going to buy the game, but when people said they was having some texture issues, making their computer stop and all that stupid shit, I said, fuck no. But now they came back with what was it? They came back with the expansion, so I'm going to at least assume that they fix all the bugs and issues that they had. I don't think it's going to have any real issues unless the expansion brings some new issues, which I doubt, because they don't want to have that bullshit happen again. One thing with the Asian, when they fuck up, they fix it. When we fuck up, we pretend it's not there. That's the difference. That's literally Western thinking. Let's just pretend it's not in the room. We'll just pretend and hope for the best. And if anyone calls out, you are the problem. But the Asians, if they fuck up, they'll be like, yeah, we're not gonna do that twice. We're gonna really fix that problem. That's where the difference between us are.
Unless you're our son. Yeah, our son actually does collect stuff, and but a lot of kids his age don't.
But there are.
Which is better, getting banned or getting scolded by Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball? I don't like a nagging woman. I think I'd rather get banned.
There are a lot that do, but I'm just saying in general.
This
is what they found the average age to be, which means there has to be some younger people and some older people to come to that middle age, but that's creeping up, which indicates there's more older people playing than younger people playing.
So this is coming from Metro, weirdly enough. They said the average age of gamers has risen to 37 in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, and then I forgot this. You also have to put this in perspective. Most of these games are trying to jip you, dime, and any type of dime, trying to dime you out of everything, right? They're trying to get you to buy the expansion. They're trying to get you to buy the battle pass. They're trying to get you to buy anything and everything. If you want that item, you need to buy the battle pass. You need to buy this. You need to buy that, right? That's where that comes in. A lot of kids do not have money. Even people in their 20s, even late 20s, don't have money like that to be buying a bunch of battle passes for the fuck of it, right? They don't have exposable income like that of people who are in their mid 30s and up plus, right? So that's also part of it, because what keeps these games running is those people. Because even if say those kids are playing Fortnite, what's keeping Fortnite alive isn't the children. It's the children who bothers their parents for the V-Bucks. That's literally what it is. Remember, Fortnite is the new Toys R Us. Toys R Us is dead. I don't know any kid who's out here trying to get the latest Beyblade, who's trying to get the latest He-Man shirt. Fuck. What was it? It was Clownfish even mentioned it. No one's buying no Star Wars toys anymore. They're not buying the Acolyte. They're not buying that shit. They're not buying Acolyte toys. because Star Wars is dead. Like, I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and I know that motherfucker's dead. Like, it's dead. No, I don't even think kids are buying Marvel shit. They might buy a Spider-Man, but that's as far as it's gonna go. They're not buying no fucking, Moon Knight. It is what it is, right? Wish is better than me. That's the truth. By the scolding, including shouting. My nephews do the Beyblade surprisingly. Oh my god, you should hug them. Keep them in that space as much as possible. Beyblade is where it's at, bro. Beyblade is like fucking crazy. It's because they keep remaking the same crap. No, it's not even that. Because even if you were making the same shit, which I'm not gonna lie, that is part of the problem. Because Sony and I think even Microsoft focus too much on their old IPs to keep remaking it over and over again. Because they know that if they make new shit, they have to actually put in the effort, right? That's where the problem comes in. Let it rip. Let's go. I agree. So like, it's like you can remake something over and over again, but you have to make new shit. There's so much that boat's gonna sail, right? Like, it's like Gojo, for instance. Gojo can carry JJKs for so long. After a while, it's not gonna work anymore. You can't keep going down that well every time, right? It is what it is. It fucking sucks, but it is what it is. You can't rely on these IPs for long enough. You got to do some new shit. But when they do new shit, they like to put insane shit, and then no one wants to fuck with it. Beyblade, let it rip.
It has revealed the average age of gamers is on the rise, with half of all players in the U.S. being age 35 or older. Well, that makes sense because Nintendo came out in 1985-86. So, yeah, and if you grew up playing Nintendo, grew up playing Sega, you're going to be of a certain age. Mm-hmm. While video games are often perceived as a pastime for young kids and teenagers because they actually have the time to play them, reports have shown the medium's average audience skews much older.
There's more men playing video games than there are watching sports. I wouldn't put it past it. I believe there's probably more men, or eventually there will be more men playing a video game or willing to play a video game than watch LeBron James. To be honest with you. No one's gonna give a fuck about any of that. Like, I don't know who the fuck is watching the He-Man movie. No one else talks about him. Well, actually, they say it did. Well, they say story-wise it did pretty well. But I don't know if it's doing well in box office numbers, so I can't really tell you if it's doing well or not box office-wise. We gotta wait till over the week or some shit. Well, they skew how many women play games because they include Oh yes, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, and plus they also yes, you're not wrong. They also incorporate women into that space when it's mainly men. But the only reason why they say women are 50% because they're adding those who play mobile games. But there are more men playing PC and console games than women. Not saying women don't play PC games or console games, but it's extravagantly more men playing that it's almost like so minuscule for women, or it's almost 9 and 6. But what women, they play mobile games. They play their farming sims. They play their fucking romance light novel game thing. I know my fucking girlfriend plays that shit, and I'd be looking at her like, well, how do you play like Love Island, like something whatever the fuck, and like it's stupid. I don't understand. I always say it's dumb. She gets mad at me, but I don't give a fuck. But also count it. Yeah, they also count the T's as women as well. So like it is what it is. Like, which is that the irony in that is if they were to exclude that number of the T's, that number will be even more higher with the men alongside that, and then will make the women look even more smaller within that time. So like it's funny. My girlfriend plays Sims. Yeah, they play Sims. That's mostly focused for women. Cozy games, cooking games, irony. Gardening games, irony, ASMR, I don't know, cleaning games, simulators type shit. The irony in that, but like it is what it is. They play a lot of those games. Fortnite sometimes. Fortnite, yeah, but they're like if you have to compare women playing Fortnite compared to men, it's so much lower. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's much lower. So I'm saying it is what it is.
Report which surveyed 13,000 U.S. respondents between February 11th and 25th of this year. Of those questioned, 9,000 played at least 1 hour of video games each week. That makes you a gamer playing an hour a week. Well, I guess if you're an adult,
an hour a week.
That's all you get. Well, 3,600 either did not play at all or played less than 1 hour per week. According to the report, the average age of U.S. gamers is 37, which is up slightly from 36. Well, that was last year. So the same people aged a year. I mean, is this like an
time works?
Is this like an SAT question?
So next year it'd be 38.
Oh my God, guys, everybody's getting old. Now the average age is 38. Additionally, it found half of all players are aged 35 or older. The biggest gaming demographics were 18 to 34.
This is for next one. I think I play or create games about 3 to 4 hours a day. Well, see, the thing is, what for you when you're creating games, it's a good thing for you because even though you're playing a game, you're also making it because it's potential for you for employment or building a skill for something that may be more like likely to help you in the long run. So it's a incentivization. It's a incentivization. I'm saying it wrong, but for you to keep practicing and making games, right? That's just an incentive for you in that sense. So like even if you're making a game and playing a game, it's technically will be your job or your side hustle, so it makes you money. This is why I said earlier, like I think what pushes this idea is that a lot of people who are now streamers or streaming are in their 30s or higher because they found a niche in the sense of making income by playing a specific game or a few games and making some silly videos and that's this and the third. Kids are doing it too, but I don't think kids are doing it at the same rate as adults because adults are seeing it in a monetary type gain. Kids are doing it as a monetary gain, but also for clout, right? So I think that's part of why they play at least 1 hour. And, I know I play at least 1 or 2 hours a day. When the day's over, when I have no work to do, I have nothing for the job I have to do, or I'm not doing no artwork, or I'm not streaming with you guys, I'm playing at least 1 2 hour game of these Marvel Rivals right now. So that's usually what it is for me. You'll be able to recognize your work and know what to perform in the game you create. Yep. So yeah, it's an incentivization to a degree where it makes sense for someone like JR to keep doing games and making games because it can be a potential way to make more money in the long run.
4 and 50 plus.
Whether it's being hired for a company, by a company, freelancing for a company, or making his own game and making money off that way. So yeah, whether through a mobile app or a whole game for Steam. So
that's tied at 29%.
That is really interesting. Okay, so let me back this up because I love this because we've got all these younger video game journalists and Twitter accounts and Blue Sky accounts. Shut up, boomer. Shut up, boomer. You're too old.
All I have to say to them, go fuck themselves.
To play video games. It's our time now. The biggest gaming demo 34.
I don't trust gaming journalists at all. I don't trust them at all. I don't trust them.
Okay. And 50 plus.
Which we're tied.
50 plus.
And I'm not talking about a YouTuber. I'm talking about someone who's like with a company like IGN and stuff. I don't trust y'all. I don't trust y'all.
Which are at 29%. So I have a theory. I'm thinking the 34 to 50 is probably your major child rearing years and career years. So 50 plus people are more settled. They might have more time. They definitely have more disposable income, usually at that age, hopefully. And or they're retired, semi-retired, whatever, they can kick back. 18 to 34, you haven't really settled down with a family yet, but 35 to 50 is usually when you're raising your family, so you're probably very busy, right? Or building your career or something. The gender breakdown is closer than what you'd expect, with 53% of active players being male, 46% being female.
That's not closer than I expect. I expect female to be a little higher than that, actually, but yeah.
Well, they said, okay, so there is a difference here because I think this is something we have to think about too. Although that includes every possible definition of a video game, such as browser and mobile titles. So, on average,
does people really play games on browser anymore? I thought that died. I honestly thought that died a long time ago. Like since Flash, they just kind of went out the window. I don't think people are out here playing Miniclip or Congregate or what do you call it? What's the other one? I can't think of any other browser games, but like I don't really see people playing browser games. I just don't see it. What do you guys think? Do you guys play browser games by any chance? Do you know anyone who plays a browser game? Because I don't know. You'll be able to recognize your work and know what to. Okay, remember Kahoot. People, is that for schooling? Is that for like school? Don't schools recommend doing that shit? Like super casually. Nope. Kahoot. That's it? Oh, shit. God damn. I don't think anyone's fucking with browser like that, per se. It is? Huh. Yeah, that's sad. I don't know. That's crazy.
Not across the board, but women do tend to play different kinds of games than guys.
Unless you're my sister.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not trying to, because you play like all kinds of stuff. But I'm just saying, like, you're more likely to find a dude playing Call of Duty.
Yes.
And a woman playing like Stardew Valley or something.
Don't say that, Neon. You're misogynist, bro. How dare you use your eyeballs or your common sense or your sense of reasoning or your self-awareness? How dare you, bro? You're being so rude. How dare you, motherfucker? How dare you use your man brain and think to yourself, most likely if I'm seeing Kratos, most likely other dudes like me will play Kratos. But if you say that out loud, you're hurting some fucking blue hair.
You know what I'm saying?
My sister, yes.
And, yeah, right. Yeah, your sister plays all kinds of stuff. All right, so there are other interesting statistics too. The report finds that 212 million people between 5 and 90 play video games in the U.S., which is the majority of the country's estimated 341 million population. But again, that could just be a browser game. Grandma could be on Facebook playing. What was that thing they used to have? The Farmville? Was that what it was?
Oh, yeah, Farmville.
Is that still a thing?
I have no idea. I never played it.
Oh, God, I used to get
those Facebook games on Facebook, they look like they give you viruses. I'm not even going to play. They look like they give you a fuck-ass virus or some shit.
Random people I barely knew on Facebook asking me to, like, farm coins or something for them. And I'm like,
fucking annoying. It'd be like some stupid friend that you haven't talked to in like 10, 15 years has asked you to farm with them or some shit. And they're not even sending it to you personally. They're doing a mass send because they just want to get a few points on their stupid farm shit. Go fuck yourself.
I don't even play this stupid thing. I don't even play this. 83% of U.S. households have played at least one video game device within the past 12 months. Mobile's most popular platform, with PC at 52 and consoles at 44. The lowest is virtual reality at 10%. Remember, everybody's like, virtual reality is going to replace all gaming everywhere?
Yeah, apparently not.
Everybody's going to wear the stupid goggles and yeah.
Well, I think mobile's most popular because everybody, including
Graham. Is there a video on that? Send me, if there's a video on that, PT, please send it to me. We'll do a video. I know you sent me something with Zim. I have to check that.
Well, it has a cell phone.
Right.
You know? It's just easier access for a lot of older people, especially.
So I gotta wonder, because we keep seeing all these damn commercials for the gambling apps. Yeah, and I gotta wonder, like, how much of that they're saying, oh, that's playing video games, the gambling apps.
Well, some of them are like a video game, so it depends.
In terms of genres, puzzle games are the most popular among Americans with 50
puzzle games.
Yeah, there you go. Candy Crush. You like
I don't like Candy Crush.
Zuma.
Yes.
Zuma. You like Zuma.
I like
and
Zuma
Puzzle Bobble.
and Tsum Tsums. I like Tsum Tsums. I haven't played it.
Okay, Zuma is kind of fun. It pisses me off, but it is kind of fun. It takes a little skill to play Zuma. I'm not gonna lie, just a little bit. It takes some skill. Now you're playing on the PC. I'm pretty sure you won't be that hard, but if you're playing like on console, you gotta be a little bit skill just for aiming.
Either any of this for a while, but I like
she used to play Tsum Tsums every night. She'd play their Tsum Tsums. Regularly playing across demographics.
Playing it on Xbox.
Arcade, another 46%. Action games, 43%. Additionally,
this is like when I worked in e-commerce and my company was having a meeting where they were talking about power sellers. And I asked how did they define that, and they said one time in 3 months. What? I was like, I make 3 sales a day. Oh shit. Oh my god. So one sale within the 1 month is you're considered a power seller. But JR was making 3 sales a day. Talk about lowering down the what do you call it? Oh my god. The requirements.
The aging audience is reflected in the statistics around parents. According to the report, 75% of parents play video games.
No, once per month. So if you got one sale, that was within one sale within 3 months, right? But for you was doing three sales a day. Let me see. They were watering a day. Yeah, that's like talking about like literally just chopping the whole idea of like the requirements.
Games. with 81% of those who do play games doing so with their children.
Yeah, I used to play games when Squid King was little. I used to play games. He'd try to play, but he was little, so he would have me play like Mario Galaxy and different things like that, and then he would try. And you used to play the Lego games with him when he was little. And then our daughter would play like Punch Out. She was like 3, and she was kicking everybody's ass in Punch Out.
Yeah.
But we used to play with our kids all the time and games. And then when my son got older, like whenever watching stuff came out, I used to sit and watch him play. He loved it if I'd sit and watch him play the game. So I'd watch him to play different games he'd play.
And he was freakishly good at a relatively young age.
Yeah, he used his dad's account, and his dad got an email, and they were trying to recruit. What game was it for?
Oh, it was Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah,
they were trying to recruit him for a team. Yeah, he was that.
They were trying to recruit him to audition for teams but he couldn't obviously because he wasn't 18. But he'll say I wasn't very good.
He was like 12 at the time or whatever. But
lying. He was
good. He did really good. I'm not good at first-person shooters, I will admit, but fighting games and arcade games and stuff like that, I'm into. Everybody's got their own. It's kind of like movies now, right? You've got your own genre that you.
For me, it's fighters, shooters, and it really depends on like RPGs or JRPGs. It really depends. Like I do enjoy playing something like Monster Hunter or like Fable. What was that other one? Kingdom Hearts, like something like Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, the way it's like structured, like Final Fantasy 7, like the new one, the remake, and then Kingdom Hearts. But I have no problem with turn-based. It's just more of like I have to be in the mood to play that shit. I don't really like turn-based like that because like I don't know, it kills the momentum per se, and I want to say fall asleep, but I get bored pretty easily. I like when I'm kind of like it keeps going. Like, well, you gotta keep on your toes type shit. Like when I used to play Halo or Destiny or stuff. Well, Destiny 1, Halo, and just like something that keeps you on your toes, like Call of Duty and shit like that. So that's more my speed. I like things just keep happening, and you gotta be on your P's and Q's type shit. I don't like have to slow down type shit. It's like
you kind of tend to like.
I was crazy good at Kingdom Hearts too.
I heard. Yeah.
She actually got like 3/4 of the way through Kingdom Hearts 2 without equipping anything.
I didn't know.
Well, she never played a JRPG.
What? No. Woman, moment. You literally play Kingdom Hearts without equipping shit. So she was playing hard mode on easy. She was playing like veteran mode or Valorant or expert mode on fucking easy. She didn't put no fucking equipments on. She just went balls deep. She just had Keyblade, that's it. Probably the basic Keyblade too. She didn't switch between Keyblades. She just had one. She didn't switch between them. She didn't put no items. She didn't put no chains, no nothing. Oh my god. What the fuck? How could you do that? Did you not read? Like, the whole game is like, the first game is like, or in second game, and even the third, there's a lot of reading. Did you, like, skip the parts that was most important? Like, they tell you in text, like, it's big and fucking, what the fuck?
PG before?
I did it.
So she watched me play through the first one, and she never played a JRPG. So I'm like, you've got abilities you need to equip. She's like, I can't beat this guy. I'm like, you don't have anything equipped.
Like, you have nothing equipped.
Hit bars, and then I died. This was like one of the guys towards the end of the game.
Yeah, it was one of the organization.
Sheer skill, bitches.
13 guys. I don't remember who it was. Was it Axel? I don't remember who it was.
On the guitar. Sheer skill.
Yeah, and I was like, what are you doing? Just like mashing buttons? And she's like, no, you were actually, she was good though. She beat the whole game herself, and she never played a JRPG before. And yeah.
It was much easier after it was equipped.
Yeah, it was a little easier once you had your abilities equipped.
I didn't know. Anyway.
But no, they said that parents surveyed would prefer that their child play video games rather than scrolling on social media. I would agree with that. I'd rather they play offline games, or something, or
some
games.
People on there just batshit.
Yeah. So this is a very interesting situation because again, this was Square Enix was worried that their audience was aging out of Final Fantasy. They're like, oh my god, guys, you know, the 40-year-old JRPG series has an older audience. Imagine that. But I want to remind people that when the Final Fantasy Magic cards dropped, they sold $200 million worth of those cards in a day. And they were not all Magic fans. It was mostly Final Fantasy fans.
They don't cost much to make.
No, they don't. Final Fantasy fans, JRPG fans, older gamers are dedicated, but you have to give them what they want. And it's the same with.
I know you guys said you want me to play Dark Souls and Demon Souls. I will have to buy the whole game in a bundle just to play each one in order, because I know you guys want me to. And plus, I might even turn on the, what do you call that app where you can fuck with me type shit, where you pay to fuck with me. I forgot what it's called.
Any of these franchises, like at some point
I
in
used
time,
it for repo.
I understand the desire to want to replenish, I guess,
bring more people into it,
fandom, but Gen Z, Gen Alpha, in a lot of cases, they're not going to glom on to the same things that we did, because it doesn't mean anything to them. They didn't grow up with it.
Somehow.
Interestingly, like a lot of people are playing with their kids, are playing Minecraft, Fortnite, that kind of stuff. That the kid that you go and you meet them where they're at.
Like what?
But
you were talking about
you
Dark
have
Souls?
this other this demographic playing games with their kids. So there is an opportunity to bring young people into it. You just have to make things that they're going to want. And just like just sticking to the stuff that older people want. You're gonna have to understand that's your demographic, and you can bring some younger people in. But if you want young people, you're gonna have to make a completely different thing.
Yeah, and that's the problem that we're seeing with
make a Minecraft-esque Final Fantasy game, and you will have a shit ton of kids.
Well, I'm going to be there on day one for the new 2D Final Fantasy.
Well, I knew. As soon as you said those words, I was like, oh, yeah, that's your game.
I'm like, wait, you're making...
No question.
Hey, listen,
because I've been saying for years, like, all you got to do is go back to basics with Final Fantasy. I'm like, it used to be they would put a decent Final Fantasy game out every year, every other year. And then as the graphics got more and more ridiculous, it was like, okay, now we'll put a Final Fantasy game out like every 10 years, and then we'll just keep remaking the old ones. But the reason they did the Rebirth, it wasn't even to appeal necessarily to the Final Fantasy VII players. It was to try to bring in new people, be like, hey, we're going to take our most popular game and bring it back, and get those Gen Z kids. And Square was chasing with these Western style games that flopped. It's like, look, you've got an audience that's obviously willing to pay. You just have to give them what they want. The same is true of Star Wars. The same is true of Marvel. The same is true of toys.
The problem, which we're going to talk about toys in a minute, but the problem is, like, Masters of the Universe does that, but no one's going to see it. And I think it's a case of, well, one, I think it's kind of a niche thing. But two, I think it's a case of people are so used to the movies being dog shit, especially with an established franchise.
No. It's not that the movies are dog shit, which most of them are. It's because they like to switch and bait you. They'll put a character that you like, or they put a movie franchise that you like, and then how that lore goes based on either the cartoon or the movie or the books or whatever the case might be, or a previous movie, and then they do a whole 360 of changing it. Remember, Harsha Ali, I think that's his name, Marsha Ali, I think his name is, who was going to play as the newest Blade. He realized and read the script and realized how fucking dumb it was, because it was a script that was based on Blade's daughter and her stupid friends, and you don't get to see Blade till like what, 1/3 of the movie, or 1/4 of the movie. I think 1/4 of the movie. So he's like there for like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. All the rest, you're just focusing on his punk ass kid who we don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a fuck about his daughter or his children. You care about Blade. That's the whole point. It's called fucking Blade. And for some odd reason, they thought, if we girl boss this shit and then replace the dude that you came for, the title character you came for, and just put his punk ass daughter as it, that's gonna make no difference. You guys gotta still like this shit. Fuck no, that does not work. That does not work. They don't listen. And that's how people got wised up to this. Normies has finally wised up to this. And this is why movies like Transformer 1 and probably even He-Man is going to suffer, because it didn't have woke messaging in Transformer 1. I watched it. It was not woke. It was just a straightforward movie, just like how I would say like John Wick. You know how John Wick, all the movies of John Wick is point A, point B, not point A, point C, what's my gender and all that shit. None of that. No, it's point A, point B, point C, point D, and then we get eventually to Z. That's it. That was literally Transformers 1. There was nothing insane about it. It was just literally just a origin story, point A, point B. Saw the movie. I thought it was going to be woke. I even saw the fucking trailer. I thought it was going to be like Marvel-esque type writing type shit, millennial type humor type shit. No, they just put the most horrible parts in the trailer and it makes you think, oh, okay, this is what we're getting, the slapstick nonsense. No, there is slapstick in it, but it's not to the point where it overrides anything. It's no issue. It's like a one-time thing. Okay, I get it. It's funny. I got the joke. Move on. It's not Marvel-esque movie where you cringe. It's like, okay, it makes sense to the lore and what you watch. That's it. Now, I don't know about He-Man per se, but I heard that drunken drinker likes it, or a case may be, but I don't know how true that is. He said it does has its issues. It's not perfect, but it's way better than he expected, or XYZ. But just because he likes it doesn't mean I'll like it. You gotta look at it yourself. So I would watch it once it becomes like available on VR chat and see how it was, and then I'll make my decision on it. But like other than that, I think that movie's going to suffer just because it's He-Man, not even because it's like woke or anything. I think it's just because it's He-Man. Didn't see nice to say you remind me of the Blue movie comic. Oh, you mean the Blue Beetle? You mean Blue Beetle, right? Or Blade. What, Blade had a kid? Yeah, they said Blade had a kid. He had like a daughter, and it was gonna be about her and her two friends. Yeah, of diverse individuals. I sent you a joke that matches what you're saying. Okay, it was on Discord. I'll go check. Do you think the new John Wick movie will be good? I saw the ballerina one. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I think it was kind of stupid on how they kind of like wanted John Wick to kill her. I'm not gonna explain how if she dies or not. I'm just saying wanted him to kill her since he was sent to fight her because you saw it in the trailer. But like, I feel like it was kind of weird how they did that per se. I won't say woke, but I felt like it was kind of like giving excuse for the girl boss to fight him. You gotta watch it. I'm not gonna spoil it for those who didn't see the ballerina thing. He-Man didn't like any demand. No one asked for. Yeah, no one really asked for He-Man. I'm kind of surprised they even made a He-Man movie. I'm actually surprised they made a He-Man movie at all. Like, I don't know any kid that knows what the fuck He-Man is. If I went up to my little brother and asked him, who's in, like, he's what, 15 now? If I asked him who's He-Man, he don't know who the fuck that is. All he's gonna know is he's always gonna say to me, he's the dude from Fortnite. That's it. He doesn't know anything about no He-Man. He don't know what Cringer is. He doesn't know anything about Man-at-Arms. He doesn't know anything about Evil Lyn. He doesn't know anything about what do you call it? That thing that looked like that Final Fantasy character. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know anything about that. He don't know what Skeletor is. You mean Goku from Fortnite?
And that they're just like trying to get this new audience, they alienate the old audience. They don't even care anymore, and they don't show up. And I can't say I blame them because then if they do show up or they have any complaints about it, they're automatically grifter, istophobe, whatever. So they just don't go. And I think that's part of that. That's Hollywood's problem they created themselves. But yes. It was funny because I saw a guy talking about Masters of the Universe, and it failed because it didn't resonate with kids, and kids are the toy buying audience. And I was like, au contraire. That is not true anymore. The audience, the number one audience for toys, adults. They call them kidults.
Kidults, and this is why they're pivoting a lot of the toy lines now. You look at Transformers, G.I. Joe, and in the case of He-Man, the Masterverse figures in particular, they are geared toward adult collect.
It says, Blue is an awesome game. I wish they made a movie of it. Coming, Blue the movie. Big screen pictures. Blue's red. What the fuck? You're right. That's how it works. Blue the movie. You go see it in theaters. Finally, you're in a certain age where you can go watch it, or whatever the case may be. You go and see it. It's red, but the word says blue, but everything is red. It's just crazy. Fucking crazy, dude.
The price point, like a kid's not going to plunk down $30 for a 6-inch action figure. I wince looking at like $30 for a figure.
Oh. I actually said, are you going to see the He-Man movie? He technically told me, and when I asked him like a couple days ago, because he said he was going to go see the movies with his little friends. And I said, are you going to go see the movie? And he said, yeah, we're going to see the movie. And I said, you guys going to see He-Man? He-Man? He's like, nah, I'm not going to see that shit. I don't know what that is. Fuck He-Man. And I just like, I kind of like died a little bit, but I was like, hey, it's not my era per se, but I can feel someone in my, like in that particular era is like, damn, kid, like, fuck. He literally said, fuck He-Man. I'm like, oh my God. Wait, you know what it is? He's like, fuck He-Man. But if I say fuck FNAF, he's gonna have a fucking aneurysm. That's crazy. If I said to him right now, fuck FNAF, he's going to have a fucking aneurysm. Oh my god. Kid's up in that fucking Five Nights shit. Let me see. I got so mad when I heard my cousin said Frieza from Fortnite. Oh my god. Now I'm crumbling inside. That's a wow factor if you think about it. It is a wow factor. I don't know if your brother is a real human. No, he's real. Oh, he's my brother-in-law. When I say brother, I'm talking about brother-in-law, per se. To the current girl I'm with, so I refer to him as her brother.
I spend like 70
He's a fucking irritant, but he's a good kid.
on Monster High dolls. I mean,
but that's the demographic now. Like kids aren't buying them. I've watched kids.
well, I buy them for our daughter, but yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds creepy. Like I've watched kids at the store. No, but I mean seriously, I used to work at a toy store. I pay attention to like when the parents are there with their kids and what the kids are looking at, and they're not looking at any of our old man shit. They keep wanting kids to be into Star Wars and Marvel. Well, they were Marvel for a while, but they want kids to be into this stuff that we were into, and it doesn't mean anything to them.
The only shelf I see clear is Pokemon, and that's usually not even the kids.
That's usually 30-somethings too. Yeah,
and I think what also fucks this up is that Disney really fucked up when they brought the whole Marvel thing into the Disney Plus thing. They should have left Marvel alone on the Disney Plus. At least no, I'm lying. They should have kept the Marvel cartoons on Disney Plus, but absolutely positively away from the Marvel movies. The issue is when they took something like the Loki series and then they put the Moon Knight series and all these different series on Disney Plus. So there was like a have and have nots for people who didn't have Disney Plus, so they didn't know what movie to watch, or they watched the movie but they don't know what the fuck these characters are talking about, but other characters from the Disney Plus show. So it made homework for people who did not afford it, did not want to see that shit, or didn't think it was important. And then when they realized it was important, it just became this big chore where I'm not gonna fuck with it anymore. And then plus they already put the woke shit in it, so it's like, oh man, I don't like this anymore. Or they killed all the men off, or they made them fucking stupid or weak or some shit, or they don't exist, or they're replaced by some girl boss idiot or some shit like that. It's insane. It's fucking crazy. Let me see. I don't know. I would love Freddy Fazbear in Fortnite, but the character doesn't want him in there. Wait, no. Doesn't they have Freddy in there? Isn't Five Nights in Fortnite? I'm so certain it is. Prove it. Send me his birth certificate and social. You crazy? The kid's 15. I think he was born in 2010? I think it's 2010, 2011. Watch kids in the store. I don't know the context, right? Let me see. Way out of context.
Something's 30-somethings.
Our son's, older, and he buys cards because he likes them. But I'm just saying, it's like you don't see the.
How the fuck they have Huggy Wubby from the Poppy Playtime as a character, but not Five Nights at Freddy's? It's fucking weird.
The toys move like Monster High. They brought Monster Highs back, and I very rarely ever see any of them get off the shelves unless they're on clearance. Okay. I see the people coming the potatoes, other things. Barbie's always popular and other stuff, but toys in general, the potatoes used to be, and the main audience for toys, it's $1 billion some industry is making them for adults, and that's why you see all these specialty toy companies coming up, like Little Subjects is coming up, and they're making masks and stuff like that. That's why, because that's where the money is. That's the target audience, because those are people that have money and they collect. I collect toys. I collect old toys, 80s toys, but that's the audience.
Yeah, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, for a while I was kind of like, is it weird that we have all the toys?
No, it's not weird.
How is it any different than an adult?
Totally normal.
like 50 years ago that I build model kits, or I do ships in a bottle, or I collect, whatever, tiki masks, or it's a collection. It's something that means something to you. It's no different than collecting like books, like real books, or comic books or real books, whatever. It's all the same thing. But the point being is that
because the trailer doesn't think that Freddy will match the vibe of Fortnite as scary. Basically, he doesn't want to sell out. It sounds like. Oh, okay. It's funny he says that, because like once you put like fucking Bruno Mars in there and fucking Will Smith, Once Will Smith is in there and fucking The Rock, and then you put Ariana Grande, and then you have like Rick and Morty and all these different characters and fucking Huggy Wubby. It's out the window at this point, right? That's like a basic the Fortnite lobby now is a bunch of celebrities, cartoons, and IPs. That's a literal Fortnite lobby. It's a bunch of IPs in the same room. It's not even Fortnite. It's IP the game. That's literally it. So like it, man.
You're not alone, and we're not crazy. They've been gaslighting us to think that the boomers don't have any sway whatsoever over pop culture, that we need to get out of the way, that they all want Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Gen Z and Gen Alpha are not buying this stuff. They're broke ass in a lot of cases, or don't care. So yeah, it is older millennials and Gen X that are actually driving the nerd economy at this point. So these companies need to freaking listen when we say, hey, we don't like this thing, we're not going to buy this thing. If you change this thing we like, we're not going to buy it. If you try to turn it into new Coke, we're not going to drink it. You got to listen.
And the thing is, like with younger people, like our kids, they're just on their phones. They're just on, meme. They just speak in memes.
Look at the difference between 2005 when Halo 3, I think it was 2005, or Halo, no, not 2005. I think it was 2009. I think Halo 3 came out in 2009, 2008. No, or 2007. I don't remember. It was the 2009, right? Remember when Halo 3 came out and that was like a fucking event? That was a crazy fucking event. It was not a game. It was an event. It was a pastime. It was a Super Bowl event. Remember when people will line up like days before, or like they will camp outside just for a video game? There was like a whole celebrity thing. There was like they will have to like buy out the whole like street for them to do like a whole like parade and shit like that for Halo. Remember that? And remember there was like a video of the black guy. The first guy who got the Halo copy was a black guy, and he was like overly cringe with it. But he like, remember that? That was like a gamer's moment, right? We don't get that shit no more. Right? That don't exist. They don't know who the fuck their audience is. Sad.
They just they talk to each other literally in memes and references, and they don't care about the pop culture movies. Like we talk to each other about pop culture stuff, and that's not what they do. And then they're the games, Fortnite, Roblox, those kind of things. That's what they do.
Yeah,
it is what it is. They're not interested in the Final Fantasies. They're not interested in buying, the toys. They're interested in being on. They want phones and they want devices, and they're interested on being on those things. And that's what they do. Yep. It is what it is. I mean,
so if you're gonna sell stuff, you're gonna sell a high.
And they like clout too. They don't give a fuck about like the last and final thing is clout. It's all about clout, mogging each other and all that shit. That's all they care about. They want to mog each other all damn day. Used to be a meme where Miku and Goku played together. I know. I think people camped out a week in advance. Yeah, for games. Yeah, it was Halo, and it was like, what was another game they did that for? I think Fallout had that same thing, but not the same gravitas as Halo. But people would line up before, like days before the game will actually be, like probably 4 or 5 days before, maybe a week. Well, no one lines up for games because it's online. They don't do it because it's online. Yeah, but it was an event. That was a thing. Now you guys are regretting getting games online now because now they can just change your game whenever they want, per se. Well, they can probably do that with physical discs to a degree with updates, but like, what I'm saying? They can take away your game and then you can't play it because you said you call someone a half ape, i.e. me. Okay, but one part she's wrong about it. It is what it is. This is 1000% the parents' fault for letting the schools and the internet raise their kids. Correct. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Technology, phones, and clout. Correct. Technology, phones, and clout. You're right. The moment the kid cries once, they shove a tablet in their face because it's, oh my god, it's easier than being a real parent. Correct. Final Fantasy had campers. COD 2. No, I think the two games that had that type of gravitas, like Halo, it was just Halo, Call of Duty, and there's a third one. Not Killzone. It was not Killzone. Killzone was like it was a Sony clone of Halo. There's a third game. I can't think of it right now. I know there's a third game that was like on there, like Call of Duty, Gears of War. There we go. It was fucking Gears of War. The 3 games that had that gravitas like Halo was Halo, Call of Duty, and Gears of War. Those were the top 3 games. Anything else was like probably a Final Fantasy. Destiny, I don't remember people camping out for Destiny like that, because at that time people could just buy the game online. I don't think people was camping out like that. It was like, don't get me wrong, Destiny it had its moment when it first came out, because it was like it was different kind of sort of at the time, but now people are wised up to it per se. Pokemon had Pokemon I don't think the same way as Halo, Gears, or Call of Duty, but Pokemon is big. Pokemon is big. Like, if there was a tier list on like games that had like big events when they came out, it was, I think, the top 3 in the S tier will be Halo, Gears of War, and Call of Duty. Either between Modern Warfare or Black Ops, one of those two. But like A tier will be like a Pokemon, a Kingdom Hearts, a fucking, what else? Fuck, what's another game I can think of? I wouldn't say a Kratos. That would be like a B tier. Let me see. It's not days in advance, but like 12 hours in advance. Well, most people assume they'll say days just for the fuck of it, I guess. Remember, people used to camp out. They'll sit like in a little camp tent thing. That was a thing. That was an event. That was a thing back then. But I don't Don't get me wrong. I think people did camp out for like a Pokemon game, but I don't think the same way as like a Halo or a Gears.
Games, they're bringing this up too. They said about the game
Especially
consoles.
it was like around Christmas time. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Next generation, they think that
they're so expensive.
It's gonna be $1,000 for probably a PS6. They're like, do you think a Gen Alpha kid's gonna buy one of those?
No, and their parents are going to balk at that too, because the economy being bad like it is, and you can't even afford, groceries and shit. You're not going to have $1,000 to spare to buy a PS6 because that's what your kid wants. I think that they're making them they're outpricing families. They're outpricing the market in general, except for a handful of people. And I get like kind of like Disney. We'll sell less to people who pay more. But that's not going to work. And what's going to happen is, and what's already happening is, people, they're playing the digital only, like they can get on their phone or on their computer, or they're going and buying old stuff, retro stuff. Because I pay, $1,000, you can go get like a couple $100 with an old system with a couple games, and you can play that, and then they're more fun anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it really turns things kind of on its ear, because this is the exact
GTA?
opposite from what
yes,
the media
GTA,
has been.
Sorry. You're right. No, Sad, you're right. GTA was one of them. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. GTA, I missed GTA. So it was Halo, COD, Gears, and then GTA. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot about GTA 5. GTA 5 made fucking $1 billion in its first week. I think first 2 weeks of like it first came out back in 2013. It was fucking like, it was the most biggest like record now back then. I don't know if that record has been broken per se. I don't think so, but you guys can tell me if any other game hit $1 billion when it came out. I think it was just GTA 5 when it first came out in 2013.
Telling us, and I think that was by design.
Media's full of shit. So there's,
I think it was by design. I think the reason that they were lying about this shit is they wanted things to be a certain way. They wanted
GTA 6
to be able to control it. Like, oh well, you're gonna make stuff for us. You're gonna make tabletop
$1 billion. That's why that's why I think why majority of the expansions were free. You didn't have to buy an expansion. There was no need to buy an expansion because they already hit 1 billion in 1 week. Or 2 weeks, within the first 2 weeks, I think. I think it was the first week. But they hit $1 billion. I think it was less than a week, actually. So it just made sense, Why I think that makes sense. If a game makes more than $500 million, $500 million, or $1 billion, I don't think we should have to buy no fucking expansions and shit. That shit should be just free off rip. I don't know if that sounds greedy. You guys tell me.
Games for us, and you're gonna make video games for us, and you're gonna pander to us.
If you want to go out of business.
and they went out of business. Just Paizo, I did a video talking about Paizo, the publishers of Pathfinder tabletop game, Dungeons and Dragons competitor. They went so woke it hurts. I'm gonna be honest. Like they were getting very, very political in the last couple of years, and people checked out. And I don't think that's the
GTA 5 blew up so much. I thought it was a free pack on every game for a while. No, it was. It was. That's why every game was free. Every expansion was free. You didn't have to buy shit. If you bought shit, you did extra for them. If you bought anything on GTA 5 through like console wise, I don't know about like PC because I was not playing PC back then in 2013. But if you bought like money to get more money in GTA 6 with those stupid like credit card shit, I don't know what the fuck you all was doing. Just play the goddamn game. There was no reason to do any of that, right? No, I meant the entire game was, I thought, because everyone had it. Wait, are you talking about the expansion? Like, what are you referring to? Because the expansions are free because I think that was the very reason. Because GTA is the only one that I know that gave you free expansions. So I assume it was because they hit the $1 billion mark. So
the whole reason why they lost as much money as they did, but I think it factored into it. But they lost a ton of money, and and we're seeing this now with Wizards of the Coast too. They were chasing a certain audience, and that audience
GTA
doesn't
6.
buy shit.
No,
they just don't buy stuff. Comics too.
5.
I'm sorry, everybody's trying to be like, well, all these young people are reading comics. I'm like, are they reading comics legally? Are they buying them? Or you're telling me
a lot of people are pirating the hell.
They're pirating them. They're torrenting them. You're telling me that all these Gen Alpha kids, all these broke ass Gen Z kids are dropping $5 a pop on comics. Now they're spending $50 to $100 a week on comics when they can't even pay their rent. No, I don't believe it. Pokemon cards, yeah, $5 a pack, and they can flip them and make money. Yeah, I believe that. I don't believe a whole lot of. I'm not saying everyone, but I don't think statistically a whole lot of younger people are buying comic books in the numbers that some people would like to, spin it as. And in fact, they had a thing at the Comics Pro where they said Gen X is basically your Wednesday Warriors. Mm-hmm. So that's it, man. That's it.
Surprised. None of it surprises me. I mean, anybody who pays attention, this is not surprising. So there it is.
There it is. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
So yeah, that was the whole you're too old to play game type shit. So let's go to the next one. We got like 2 or 3 left, so don't worry. We got some we only got 2 or 3. So it's nothing crazy, not a lot like last time. We was just knocking them out with all the trailers and shit. But it is what it is. Let me get back to you guys so I can see what you guys are saying. Alright, okay. Isn't all comics free? No. Not all comics are free. Not all comics are free. You have to pay. No. Let me see here. Early access. No, I'll talk about that. What's the next video? Nope, not that. Can't find another one. We can just go on Mori, right? No, it's a Gundam. Alright, so here's a video. Wait. Okay. So here's a video by hold on. There we go. So this is a video I should have did a few days ago, but I didn't because I was being a bit lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. But this is a video that was made by It's a Gundam. I already heard about it, but I didn't think it was much for the video. But now seeing it now, I probably should just jump on it now while it's still kind of fresh in people's minds. So, okay, here it is. So, make it a little easier for you guys to be seen with your comments. All right, so here it is. It says here, anime degeneracy, foot juice, explained in autistic detail. This is gonna be funny. Let me see. So let's see what this is about, and let's see where this takes us.
Give me the beat now!
Think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
It's a Gundam. He's
In the year of our Lord 2026, Gen Z loves feet. At first I thought it was a meme, but it's a fact.
There are tons of subreddits about feet with more than 500,000 members each. Around a quarter of people.
But I don't get it. I don't get it. We all have feet. What makes your foot any more better than my foot? Unless you have some crazy amount of barnacles on that bitch. I don't know what makes foot so attractive. It's just a foot. It's touching the ground. It's horrendous. Why is feet such a fucking... Why, dude? I don't understand this. I can't get it. Oh my god.
People on Bonded said that they like or they're open to trying foot stuff, and feet was actually my very first viral video.
Every morning when I wake up, I say everything's gonna be okay, but I'm lying.
Gen X loved boobs. Millennials were all about big asses.
Stop, please.
Well, he's not technically wrong. You got a nice ass. Hey, let me get that number.
Please stop. Don't stop. Get it.
But Zoomers unironically love feet.
Please.
The kids? Yeah.
This has led to the anime phone game companies adjusting their business models to include feet-related mini-games. They're incredibly popular, and in the age of late...
Why, though? Let me see. They should be the most normal body part, but nah, they gotta be weird. I can see, like, hands being a thing, because hands actually could do something to you. Feet can do something to you, but not the same thing as a hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a leg guy, though, you are part of the creative. No, I'm a thigh guy. I'm more of thigh. Them legs on those thighs. But, feet are just literally touching the ground. Legs don't touch the ground. Feet touch the ground. The feet are touching the ground before the legs do. It makes it less dirty. That's mom's about to cry.
Stage capitalism, where you will own nothing and like it till the AI comes in and takes even that away from you. People have regressed into fantasy worlds. And depending on your proclivity, you will either be praised for your delusions or vilified for them. It all began on May 24th of 2026. During Phantomicon, a group of cosplayers and convention goers decided to vibe in the nearby park in San Jose, California. They dubbed it ParkCon. And from what I could tell, the unofficial gathering was way cooler than the con itself.
ParkCon just built different.
That is actually someone using their real car to power their gaming PC in the park to play a car simulation game. I got nothing.
Oh my, I really don't know what the fuck to say to that, dude. Here, let go. I'm a leg guy, not gonna lie. Use them grippers. Nah, gang. GG. Oh,
And now a word from our sponsor.
I just found out something wild about stem cells. Stem cells are the tiny repair crew for your body that fix things that need fixing. Get me some now. And guess who's ahead of the curve on this? Joe Rogan. He's been talking about it for years.
I had a full-length rotator cuff tear, and the UFC gave me a doctor in Los Angeles, and he looks at my MRI and goes, "You're gonna need surgery." I go, 100%? He goes, "I don't know how you're using it now. It's a matter of time. You're gonna need surgery, so it might be better to do it now." So I got it shot up with stem cells. And this was the early days of stem cells.
Bro, anything Joe Rogan focus, I have not Joe Rogan himself, but like anything Joe Rogan focus when when they say he's selling you something, I just think it's AI, someone just using his fucking face.
In America where you could get away with more, then you gotta go to Mexico now.
Most stem cell therapists are banned in the US, not because they're unsafe, but because they threaten big pharma's profits. And I don't want to get Epstein. If you could heal your knees or back without pills or endless doctor visits, the system would lose money. These treatments have been blocked in the US, forcing people to go overseas where it's expensive, unregulated, and out of reach. That's why all the celebrities continuously go to Turkey. But there's a natural way to support your own stem cell activity, and it comes from high-flavored coca, baby. Studies have been done to show that flavonols in coca stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow deliciously.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired.
That's right, dark chocolate. But here's the thing. Flavonols are good stuff found in coca beans, but they're usually destroyed during the coca making process. Black Forest Supplements creates the first high-level flavonose coca powder. Only 20 calories, it's amazing in coffee and shakes. It isn't regular coca, it's stem cell fuel, so you don't have to feel guilty. Black Forest just launched their Memorial Day biggest deal of the year, and it's insane. 50% off store-wide, including their best-selling cocoa formula, available for only 48 hours. Because after that, they're gonna have to raise the prices, because everything's more expensive now.
Yes.
Then Hatsune Miku, Foot Juice Girl, hit the scene. Like fentanyl hit the black community. She even had a menu.
Let's go! Oh shit! I didn't pay attention to right now. Holy fuck! Oh my god! That's crazy.
Of lovely options of which to enjoy her toes. $10 a swig, $15 a cup, $20 to drizzle. That's where she dips her foot in, and then she puts her foot over your face, and you get to lap up a few drops of that sweet.
No, dude, no, no! Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Bro, what the FK? Oh my god.
Sweet Asian girl feet Kool-Aid juice. That is spit, isn't it? That's been crossed out because I guess she didn't want to put her own toe water in her mouth. Makes perfect sense.
Rappy feet juice. ParkCon truly is something. The ParkCon foot juice is real.
These people treated foot juice like Mexicans who think Mother Mary appeared to them in a slice of toast.
For just $15, you can drink juice straight from feet of a cosplayer at the event in the USA.
Oh god, the Portuguese have caught on to our degeneracy.
According to reports, many people were interested and some even paid to have the experience. The Latin dude was slurping up this shit like he just escaped from a desert and it was fresh water.
People lined up to slurp up her gripper fuel. Oh, there's an idea for a drink. I'll work on it later.
I'm amazed of his genius.
If you watch some of the video clips that actually made it out, you can see her dripping foot juice into dudes' mouths like they were hungry baby birds enjoying every succulent drop. This image just perfectly encapsulates the moment. I hope
you know
one
what?
day...
I don't even get mad at the women for doing this. Remember, it takes two to tango. This is why I'm not even mad at the chick who put that dude in like the cage and stuff, because after a while, this is not her fault. This is the dude participating because he made the executive decision to do this. So you can't even be mad at the chick or the insane feminist. If anything, you're just letting them get away with shit. I'm just like it just makes no sense. Like I can't even be mad at a chick doing this if they can make money doing it. If they can make a lot of money doing it, a win's a win. But like now, am I excusing the horrible behavior? No, I'm just saying like it is what it is. It's like it only takes two to tango at this point. It's not like they're being forced to do this, right? But it's more horrendous when you take part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the behavior just keeps going if you don't stop it. This is why shame is really important. If you have no shame in your community, this type of crap happens. Jesus appears on toast. Jesus appears. So if I was a girl and even I could pull it off, I'd rather die gay.
When someone does an oil painting of this, you know, in the fall of America, like the Romans did when Rome was falling, and some dude just decided to paint everything going to shit. I hope he includes
the visible disgust of the one dude in the background with common sense.
Kotaku even posted an article on the event, which I thought was fairly funny because it was called
Entrepreneurial Cosplayers Sell Feet Juice at Anime Convention.
Yes, this is true entrepreneurship. Young women defeat poverty by selling Kool-Aid from their toes.
Cosplayer stars,
they're not stars,
caught hawking truly revolting products at California Anime Festival, and they sold out.
We aren't cooked as a society, we are burnt to a crisp.
And it wasn't just one or two people that lined up for the chance to lick juice off of their feet. Videos and photos show both guys and girls jumping at the chance to drink the disgusting juice. I will pay money for someone to step on me, please! The same woman said at another point of the video?
Still get the video.
Babe! Stop! Stop it! I need that. You are the reason why my boyfriend speaks English.
That's great.
You taught him English.
Oh God.
I will pay money for someone to step on me, please. Oh my God, can I get...
What? Oh my God. This is what happens when you have unchecked. Oh my God.
slapped?
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
There were several options on the board, including to pay $20 to have one of the cosplayers walk you like a dog. It's unclear what that meant, as there was no video of this taking place.
It's very clear what it meant. They probably had
yes,
a leash
what?
for some idiot.
Come on. You know, sometimes you don't have to think. It's literally being spelled out in front of you. You have to have a college thesis on what that meant. Come on, dude. Now all she has to do is bottle it. Okay, you would have to pay me to put my feet in the cool full of juice. I'm thinking about 200. Yeah, that make it high. Why not? Make it high, PT. $20 is $20. What the F? Okay, 20. Yo, I thought it was a joke gang. Wait, what the F? Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's not a joke. It's real. There's a lot of degenerate men who like this is those same degenerate men are the same men who will come and watch me draw an anime chick and then also complain in the same breath. But when I'm drawing like Zorro or something, they never come around and say, "Why are you drawing Zorro, bro? Why are you drawing Gojo, bro? This is kind of gay, bro." Nothing like that. No. But as soon as I'm drawing, I don't know, some chick from no, forget it, a chick, a mannequin, they lose their minds. Either they're here for it completely, or they are so like they're saying they have such a problem with it, or they're trying to defend women or some stupidness. It's insane.
To be walked around like a pup, because puppy play is gaining traction. I'd like to thank Twitch for making that possible, you assholes.
Articles and videos began being posted, claiming that men got lung infections and were suing Fanimicon, which obviously made...
I don't know. I think that's just... I don't even think it's a turn on. I think it's just a psychological issue. I think it's just a straight-up psychological trauma response type thing.
No sense. You can't sue the convention because you went to a park near the convention to lick juice off some random woman's foot, being sketchy as fuck.
Several men are suing Fanimicon after drinking foot juice sold by female cosplayers. The price between $10 to $15 per cup, the foot juice sold out in under an hour. Photos and videos from the event show cosplay models in full costumes holding handmade signs.
Advertising the product, yes. They literally got like an Amazon box and a marker. They put a lot of effort into it.
While their feet remained submerged in juice-filled buckets, some reportedly went further, offering customers juice delivered directly from their wet feet. Additionally, several customers allegedly became violently ill from the unsterilized fluid. The incidents have since promoted threats of formal legal action against Fanimicon. Plaintiffs arguing the convention failed to properly monitor the surrounding parameters.
This is so dumb because when you think about it, this shows how stupid us Westerners to a degree is. We're suing a company or a organization or this place because we took part in something degenerate and dumb. And what's the irony is if someone was there at the time it was happening and told those guys, don't do this, this is weird, this is dumb, you can get sick. You know what those guys will tell you? They go F off. They need this. And then when they get sick, they'll turn around to said company and say, I'm suing you because you got me sick. We can't have nice things as Westerners, I'm telling you. We cannot have nice things. Why are you drawing Zoro licking that sword? Hit that sus, bro. Oh my god. They got lung infections, bro. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Oh, they got a lung infection? I thought they just got kind of sick. They got a lung infection? What did she step in? Quentin Tarantino just everywhere all of a sudden. I blame Nickelodeon and Cinderella. You blame Nickelodeon and Cinderella. Wait, why Nickelodeon? Oh, wait, no, I get it now. Okay. It just now hit me. Foot fungus. Okay, yeah, I got sick drinking feet juice, man. Never saw that coming, right? Damn, drinking feet water is unsanitary, ma'am. Who would have known, right? We already can't. Leave me alone. I need this. How come nobody warned me this or stop us? Right? This is a perfect example of being stupid and then being rewarded for being dumb.
Parameters, the convention has yet to issue any public statements addressing the legal actions.
This article cited Pirate Nation as a source, and frankly, that's like citing me as a source because I retweeted something. It doesn't make one a journalist. There's been no proof of a lawsuit that I can find, but the rumor still has traction because this whole thing has been absolutely retarded. So, a stupid lawsuit over stupid feet juice doesn't seem that far-fetched. And frankly, everybody's just look for clicks now that Twitter pays people to tweet.
Not funny at all.
Foot Juice Girl was giving AMAs on Twitter. You think she split the atom with her entrepreneurship?
Why is the feet water different from the water? They both water?
I'm Eni, Feet Juice Girl. Ask me anything.
Could you imagine doing something like this? It gets like a little viral sensation online. You're like, I gotta capitalize on this while the iron is hot.
Did anyone get lucky enough to sneak a foot kiss while drinking? One girl straight up stuck my whole foot in her mouth. Dang, she's lucky. Thanks for the answer. I hope you have a good day.
This is the definition of gassing up a mid. An average Asian girl does cosplay and weaves out here acting like they're saving the world one cup of foot juice at a time.
So what were the juices before you had them as a foot bath? Were they both Kool-Aid or something else? It was mostly punch and soda, alcohol drizzled over my foot occasionally just for show.
Technically, people could have gotten sick from this, but luckily no one did so far. Feet carry bacteria, fungi, and dead skin, sweat, and dirt, even clean ones. Common microbes including Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, or fungi that cause athlete's foot. If the woman has any cuts, open sores, nail fungus, or poor hygiene, the load increases when the foot goes into the drink. These can be transferred into the liquid.
When you learn. Oh my god, that your actions has consequences.
This is the most
my
basic
god, I missed that meme. Holy moly.
thing anyone has done for the feet community. Thank you. Though I have to ask.
That's a good question. How much did she make? I don't think he ever said how much she made.
Adding the feet to the product, what did you deem was acceptable to add to it? Dirt? Sweat is okay? Part of the culture? Just a bit of sweat? Wash them prior?
Bro, actually,
how
what
much
the
money?
Fuck?
I thought that kid was going to be
like,
a school
is
shooter.
there any microbes that I may ingest?
Punch soda and thorough scrubbing of the feet.
A dude probably got disgusted. He's like, you scrubbed your feet? Ew. I wanted some foot juice. I want some sweat. And a little bit of feet dirt.
See what I was saying about Zoomers being crazy for feet? This dude is acting like he's talking to a civil rights leader over feet juice.
Because of your bravery, the foot community can now hold its head up high and with dignity. You are a real one.
We're here with the foot girl. What is your name? Evie. Hey, nice to meet you. So you did it for 2 days. How much did you make?
An unholy amount of money. I will not specify how much.
Okay, and how did this idea come out?
I wanted to sit there and dissociate while still doing something productive.
Nice. Well, you're all over the internet right now. My friends in Japan are talking about you. That thing is kind of wild, but I'm proud of you. So high five.
Oh man, I think we give women way too credit for just doing nothing for something for nothing, just because they look somewhat attractive. And she's not all that attractive, to be honest. In my honest opinion, she's not ugly, but she's not attractive. she's just like any basic chick.
By the third day, a new group of less attractive women decided to get in on the foot juice bonanza.
FenriCon ParkCon Feet Juice Night 3. Not the same person as Night 1.
You're right, mid at best.
From what I could tell, there was an overabundance of average and below average looking women in shoddy cosplay.
You're right, let me see.
From what I could tell, there was
Yeah, it'd be chicks that look like this be at the convention. It's usually chicks that looks like this that'll be at the convention. Not all, because there'll be like, for every like 20 chicks that look like this, there'll be like one who actually looks really good in their cosplay. Either they put a lot of effort into their cosplay, or they have a nice body in their. I remember I went to the one convention I went to. I remember this. Like she was really pretty. Like it was she was short stack though, but she was dressed as Nami. She had some heavies, dude. She had some crazy heavies. And she was like the best looking Nami. Not even like, oh, she's the best ugly one. Less ugly one. She was the actually best looking chick of mostly everyone that was there. She had a nice body. She was small, everything. She had the heavies. She was dressed like Nami. And she, the dress like Nami, most cases, time skip wise, you have to have the body to look like that, or like Robin or something. She was in time skip Nami. Like that was crazy. Like, oh my god, I haven't seen such a great cosplay and oh my god.
An overabundance of average and below average looking women in shoddy cosplay costumes. More often than not,
Is her
offering
parents
stupid
proud?
service.
I would say yes or no. No, because it's taking part in degeneracy, but yes, because she made some money, so they're gonna probably overlook it per se in most cases. Especially if she's the one who got herself there, then they're not gonna care. She probably didn't tell them.
This is preying on the fact that a lot of these guys must have
They
been
probably
desperate as
don't
hell
even
to
know.
be touched by or seen next to a girl.
I got the foot juice.
Needless to say, the Chinese were not feeling it.
So disgusting. This one's looking like a total femboy. Not afraid of getting real lung fungi infection or what? The key to this move is that the girl has to be pretty with a great figure. Otherwise, this is just disgusting.
Thank you, Labubu, for keeping it real.
I love
Thank
how
you.
brutally honest the Asians are about these situations.
Yep.
Whereas to over here, weebs will pretend like the most unattractive women are Linda Evangelista in her prime if they put on a wig. The new foot juice girls were also being accused of being trans, which was fairly funny.
Oh my fuck, bruh.
Mikey said, think about it, how much work it is to get in and out of a costume. I can believe there are going to be some sanitary issues at some point. There will be. Oh god. Let me see. Mid at best. Okay, my question is if parents. Okay, I read that. Okay, we can probably do math and figure this out. Depending on how many dudes actually took part. The best thing to do is like think of it this way. We don't know how many dudes actually paid top tier or low tier, but there's some dudes who did it. So let's just say 4 dudes did it, or at least 5. Let's just say all 5 of them went low tier. They didn't go in high tier in what she was offering. They just went for the lowest tier. And I think the lowest tier was like, what, $10? So if there's 5 dudes, she made $50. At minimum. So if 5 dudes took part and got sick, 5 of those dudes gave, in general, she got $50 out of that. Because I think it was $10, $20, $30, and something else. We can probably do the math. Do I use the 3 Asian ancestry to come on she made? That can get her 3 McDonald's meals. Yeah. So she made like enough for a McDonald's meal. I don't think none of those dudes actually paid top dollar.
the dragging us, the dragon
But then again,
transsexuals now.
I'm expecting
Gonna
them
be
to
real.
use common sense anyway, because any dude with common sense wouldn't do it in the first place. So they probably did pay top tier.
It wasn't really funny when the first person did it. Like, get your bag, I guess. But real shit that brings up hella health issues, and not these people caught wind of there being a market for it. TS is gonna get back quick. Not to forget the bad stigma TS causes, I guess, transsexuals.
Is that actually transsexual? Damn, that would suck. You going over there thinking you're getting foot juice from an ugly chick and it's a transsexual?
Ah, he deserves it. Shouldn't be being part of the even if it was a chick or not. You shouldn't have been part of this degeneracy. It don't matter. It don't matter. I don't feel bad for him. I don't care if it's a femboy, whatever case may be. It don't matter. It don't matter if it was a transsexual or a femboy. Should have been taking part of that in the first place. That's how I look at it.
What a bad day that would be, huh? Anyway, despite the gripper downgrade, men were still showing up for more.
Oh, so there is men doing it. So let's just say this guy took low tier. She made at least $10 off this dude. So we see one doing one. Actually, saw two actually. So if this is in the same place and this is the same chick, she made at least $20 at minimum. I don't know. Men have grippers too. Oh God.
This began to spiral fast when the jubilation over foot juice and free money for average-looking women and below-average cosplay, there was bound to be some violence.
FantomCon PartCon ends early tonight because of a man being nearly beaten to death. And I'm hearing about a stabbing?
There was no stabbing, but people assumed it happened since they saw blood.
Thank you for the great FantomCon PartCon 2026, ending the night with an alleged racist pedo getting beaten up and allegedly stabbing. I don't know anything about that.
Basically, the PartCon attendees who were there justified the man's beating because they accused him of being a Nazi in a PDF file.
I heard that there was a fight right over to see a fat dude knocked out, bleeding from the head, and the cops trying to wake him. Then 30 seconds later, my
What word is that?
oomph said he got beat by 3 people for yelling the N-word at them. Dude was assaulting women all night, Saturday night, and was warned by the community to not come back or else. He was calling girls slurs and apparently crap, I said it in YouTube. Apparently he called some girls the N-word, so I could care less about his state. He looked pretty up too. You don't get jumped for no reason.
You've never been to a black neighborhood, Ratzer.
Yeah, I heard some variation of this. He was hitting on an underage girl he didn't know was underage, but the 3 guys did, and it just went 0 to 100 on him. I mean, either way, you have to say or do something really stupid to get jumped by multiple people. I saw his face after. I wish I saw the fight. Yeah, that wasn't a fight, just a beatdown, really.
And at the end of the day, it's your usual anime fan degeneracy centered around feet. For a minute there, I was kind of fine with it. People are out, they're actually having a good time and not being too stupid. If PartCon doesn't happen again, what does it matter? And if it does, I guarantee you there'll be like 1,000 foot girl vendors. You could put money on it and it'll only escalate from there. Next, there'll be armpit juice. Mark my words. You can't stop these people. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm gone.
Oh, damn. That sucks. Oh, my God. That's horrible. Okay. Like, share, follow, and comment. That was insane. I don't know what to say to you guys because I knew I was not going to do this video at first because I thought it was just too dumb. But I'm like, think of it now. Should have did this earlier. It's dumb, but I should have did it earlier. I don't know, man. I have grippers too. Let me see. Oh, damn, I'm correct. Men have grippers too. Yeah, still a man. Anyway, let's see. Oh, God. Let me see. So we got one more video. We got one last video left. I'm going to try and make something really short. Nothing too crazy, not too long. Something like probably 8 minutes or less. What's a good video? Gen Z birth rate. Why Gen Z birth is birth rate? I had one more, but maybe I should cut it off from here. It's right 9 something. I'll go to wave, baby. I'll go wavy. Yeah, go wavy. Wavy. You got some good videos. We've web surf. Okay, let's find something pretty decent, really fast, something quick, something funny, something to just end off the night with something fun. Okay. They're pretty long. I don't want no long ones though. Stalking homicide. God, these things are long. I didn't know his videos was this long. Should have started with this first. Holy sh... Let me see. This is super old. I don't think that makes no sense to go for a video that old. Let's see what Matt Pie has. Maybe he has something. Nah, nothing there. Let's go with Maury. He usually have something really short and quick. Alright. This is 20 minutes. I don't think that's too long. I want 10, but... Alright, let's go. Hold on. Why is it... Like, come on.
Why Gen Z isn't having sex. Yeah, I think I...
Yeah, so this is from Maury. This video is called Gen Z Dating Crisis. So Gen Z is having a real problem. So let's see what this is about.
I know why.
Picture a country where 1 in 4 young men hasn't been touched by another person in over a year.
You mean America?
No kiss, no date, nothing. That country is yours.
That is.
In the early 2010s, about 9% of American men in their 20s and early 30s said they had no sex in the past year.
All right, we got to read this. Men and women ages 22 to 34 reporting no sex in the past year. Percentage of people who reported no sex in the past year, 9% in 2013 to 2025. I wonder how high that percentage is going to jump today.
In 2022, that number had nearly tripled. 24%, 1 in 4. Women climbed too, from 8% to 13%. Still rising.
But not as bad as men for obvious reasons.
The share of Americans having sex at least once a week collapsed.
I looked up the cooler. So she had a 5-gallon, that 80 cups of fluid. Well, then again, we don't know if she filled the whole thing. But if she did, that's a crazy amount though. I ain't gonna lie.
55% in 1990, 37% in 2024.
And you wonder why the birth rate is collapsing.
An 18-point drop.
Crazy. I'm gonna blame social media, internet, lack of touching grass, lack of third spaces really, and everything being just incredibly expensive, and let's say the imaginary online gender war. Like in real life, none of this matters. I don't really see men and women yelling at each other, but of course online people feel safe and anonymous.
But this goes far deeper than the bedroom. Wow. Americans used to spend over 6 hours a week with friends. Now the average person gets 35 minutes a day of face-to-face socializing.
Yep, that is something that, you know, we can all compare. If you were a 90s kid or an early 2000s kid, you knew like during the summertime or, you know, during whatever break, you were with your friends 6, 7, 8 hours a day just hanging out, bro. There really was social media. The internet was a thing, but it really wasn't as pervasive as it is today.
Who used to hang out for over 2 hours a day after school are down to 40 minutes. The rest of that time swallowed by screens. 9 hours of screen time every single day.
It says, I read that. Okay, feminism, and I can see feminism.
That is crazy. Yeah, after school, people used to hang out for hours. I didn't know it was down to 40 minutes now. Are you any Gen early Gen Zers in my chat? Like I'm an elder Gen Z, but
at least some of you, if you're not getting any hoo-ha, don't feel bad. Your fellow friend and or companions probably lying to you if they're getting hoo-ha. And they're probably a low-key cuck probably down the line.
Like, is that
79% of Gen Z says they feel lonely. The average person now says they have 2 close friends. It used to be 5. 1 in 6 men says he has none. South Korea just posted a fertility rate of 0.75, the lowest any nation has ever recorded in human history.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty much extinct in like 100 years if they don't fix that.
In Japan, over half of men in their 20s are virgins. China saw more marriages disappear in a single year.
Which is strange, because if all the men there, most of them half are virgins, why? What are the What are the Asian women doing? Because if they're not leaving outside their country, who are they having sex with? It can't be the foreigners. It can't be all the foreigners. There's like probably there's still more Japanese men than actual like male foreigners. There's no way. So how is there it makes no sense. How does that make sense?
Than some countries have
Wait, go
Pretty
back.
much
I wanna hear
extinct in
this
like
again.
100 years if they don't fix that.
In Japan, over half of men in their 20s are virgins.
Wow.
China saw more marriages disappear in a single year.
Holy crap. Marriages in 55 since 2013. It's not the Asian women. It's not the Asian women. It's the work ethic that makes it insanely hard to keep relationships. I've heard that. I've heard of that. I've actually heard that.
Than some countries have people. And the part nobody wants to talk about, young men and young women are no longer just drifting apart romantically. They're splitting apart ideologically. The gender gap in the 2024 election was 31 points.
Yep, the whole political bullshit that people are
Yeah, those insane whores was saying something about, oh, you voted for the orange man. I'm not gonna have relations with you. It's like, and then they start saying it's gonna be the Handmaid's Tale. I'm like, if it's gonna be a Handmaid's Tale and you're not gonna have relations with me, you're gonna have relations with me by default now because, well, the Handmaid's Tale, right? Remember that? Remember when they said everything's gonna be the Handmaid's Tale? They're gonna be forced to be like, they're just like women cattle to make children. Didn't happen, and then they're not having babies. They're not being forced to have babies, and they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's horrendous, and they shaved their heads too. You're bald and childless. Crazy. And you're not getting no hoo-ha. That's crazy. By default. By choice. Crazy. Let me see. Well, this is scary. Older men are doing it. I believe they have the more money probably.
like so
And
infatuated,
they have probably more
not real.
stability compared to young men. Like young men who don't really have money like that in their 20s or so. Maybe men in their mid 30s to close 40s are more likely to be stable, so most women that young might go with them compared to someone who's around their same age who's just as struggling as them. Let me see. Oh, you're only 5'11". You're not even human. You're right. If you're like like the average American male is 5'9". So if you're even 5 anything, when she hears the word 5, it's right. you're disqualified, bro. Which is funny because there's more 5-foot men than there is 5-foot anything men. I mean 5-foot anything, not 5-foot men, but like 5-foot anything than 6-foot. We're getting shorter as time goes by. We're not getting taller. So there's documentary on the popular issue in Korea and how there might not be enough young people to take care of the yes, but it usually goes up and down. Yes, I've heard that because they're not having babies. The old people have to work more. So
Realizing that both sides are
Girl is
controlled by
like
like
6'6".
very small entities. It's an oligarchy.
Wait,
Being a
my girl is 6'6". My girl's 6'6". If I last remember, I forgot. I gotta ask her again. Anyway, I don't know why people act like height. It matters. It usually matters because it's the giraffe with the long neck thing. It's just biology. It's like if you're a girl who's like 5 foot and you come across a guy who's like 5'5" and he's well in shape, cool. But if you come across a guy who's 6'1" and he's well in shape, you're gonna take a guy who's 6'1" because he's just bigger. Bigger in most women's heads is better. It's security. It's the illusion of like just being tall doesn't make you stronger, but like it because a lot of people believe that because tall means stronger. It doesn't mean that, but it's the giraffe with the longest neck type stuff. So it's mainly like when men look at women with nice butts, it's biology saying that she is open for child rearing. So it's like she's healthy. She looks like a healthy individual most cases. And I'm not talking about women who's overweight and has a big butt. I'm talking about women who like are usually in the weight of their height, and you can't tell if she eats healthy, but like, well, you can tell if someone is a lot more healthier than someone based on their physical appearance most cases. But like, you know what I'm saying, you're most likely to go with a chick who looks more like, I don't know, a Vanessa Hudgens compared to a Lizzo. Does that make sense? Like Vanessa Hudgens may not be super skinny, but she's not super fat like Lizzo. But Lizzo's now losing weight because most girls who get money, who's overweight, tend to realize, I don't need to do this fat nonsense anymore, and they lose weight. Meghan Trainor did it. Adele did it. Missy Elliott did it. All of them did it. All the women who were started off fat and say they big bone and then they don't care what people think type stuff. When they hit a certain age or they hit a certain threshold of money, they start losing weight. And then the people who big them up get mad at them. There's a documentary. Just saying. Okay, it matters by Gen X mostly. Yeah, mostly by Gen X. Girls want some taller because height makes them feel safe. Yeah. Like if I was a girl, I would pick a dude who was tall. Especially if he's much taller than me, I would feel more safe. It just is what it is. Now, I'm not saying that women are just looking for height alone. Most women are big on height because it just seems form of safe. Like, especially if they had a father. If their father's like 6-something, they're going to get with a guy who's not 6-something. They're not going to guy for who's 5'1". They're going to usually go for a guy who's like similar to the father's height. Or their brother's height. Or something like that. Something that they're familiarized. Because when they see a dude who's like the same height as them, right? And they have a father, brother, uncles who are like similar height, but 6-something, 5'10", 5'11", she's not going to go for the guy who's 5 foot. It's just not going to most likely not happen. Unless she's like somewhat traumatized by those men, right? So like that makes them feel scared or something. And being held feels nice. Yep, the being held in the air and stuff like that feels nice. Never mind. No, that's not why we've been with each other. No, that's between you and your girl though. Whatever your reason between you and your girl may be something completely different that most people would recommend or most people will expect, right? So that's usually what it is. Most women who are small equate height to like some form of power. That's why girls don't like being around men who they don't know who are much bigger than them because they feel like they're going to attack them or, grape them or something like that because of the height difference or the reach and, stuff. So it is what it is. Let me see. Still think about that time Ari Spears said Lizzo is built like a plate of mashed potatoes. Being short isn't a great advantage. We get overlooked. Yep. Most cases. You get overlooked because of that. Because, I'm saying girls don't want to go with a dude who's usually shorter than them. There's some girls who are willing to go with a dude who is short, but at least they're not short as them. So, like, if a dude, like, let's use Snooki, for instance, from Jersey Shore, for those who remember. She's 4'9". She took a dude who's 5'1". You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So there's some girls who are not big on height. Like, he doesn't have to be 6 foot, but he has to be at least bigger than I am. Some girls are like that. Or some girls don't care about that at all. But it's very rare when most of them they don't care about. They don't outright say I take a dude who's short on purpose. It just kind of happens. I feel like they gotta be built if they are short. Yeah, well, the irony in that a dude who's short who's stocky. I mean, a dude who's short who works out looks even more shorter. That's the irony in that sometimes. I think the worst thing a short dude to do is wear baggy clothes because the baggy... you learn this in character design. When you draw a character who's in baggy clothes and small, they look even smaller by comparison. Because the baggy clothes are too wide for them, so they look smaller like they're being pulled down. So it's always best for someone who is short to wear clothes that's more close to their body, so they look at least more lankier for what they are. And then posture is also a thing about it. If they slump over and stuff, they'll look short. So if you, teach yourself to stand more upright, you will look a little bit more taller than you usually are. Then again, we have technology where you can kind of lengthen your legs and stuff like that. But then again, I don't recommend it because we're not there yet. At least psychological issues and it's costly and Anyway, that's close to Tiamo height, right? Damn. Guess I gotta stop working out. Well, like I said, it depends because if you are muscular as a short dude, you can make up for it in the sense of keeping the clothes more closer to your clothes. So like if you're stocky, right, you can wear more like wife beaters and stuff. You won't look as short if you're big and buff. I apologize for my random strays chat. I'm very sorry, gang. No, we're being honest. We're men. Men are honest with each other with these type of things. Like if you're a short dude, you gotta be honest with yourself. If you're a short guy, I mean a tall guy, you gotta be honest with your short friend. If you're a short dude, you can tell your tall friend you're too tall, jump off a bridge type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to hell with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Men can say that to each other. You can't say it to women, but their weight. You can, but you're gonna get a bunch of hell. But if you don't give a crap, then yeah, go at it. Destroy that hoe.
Lobbied. Both sides are being lobbied essentially by the same people, just hedging bets on who's going to win. Regardless of who wins, the people at the top are still going to basically get what they want. It's not a conspiracy at this point. And also with social media, just standards have become way too high. People are way too diluted. People think they have many more options than they really have. And it really has fueled a lot of narcissism, a lot of ego.
He's like 6'7". You said your brother, I think you said your brother was 6'7" for some odd reason. He was trying to, I think he was teaching him something.
And just a lot of, I would just say, just disgusting behavior. Anyway,
young men
swung. If she's 6'6", the brother has to be taller than her by default, because that means her dad is like 5'9", 5'8". The mom is probably like 5'10", 5'11", maybe at minimum 5'9". You can usually tell how tall someone is based their children are going to be based on if you combine the. I think if you combine the height between both of the parents and then you divide by 2 or something. You add them and you divide by 2, and then that'll be like the average height where the kids will be. So if you're like 5'5", if you're, I think if she's, I'm saying it right? Yeah, I think if you add them and then divide them by 2, you usually give the average height of what the kid is.
To the right, young women went further left. They're consuming different media, adopting different values, and building separate realities.
Totally
and neither
different
side
world.
has much interest in crossing over. This is a story about loneliness, screens, economics, politics, dating apps, cancel culture, the death of the cold approach, and the quiet vanishing of an entire generation's intimate life.
Facts. Listen, I don't think any of this is going to be solved, and this is speaking from a guy who's seen it all. Unless you get rid of like social media, or social media becomes so stigmatized to the point to where people are forced to interact with each other and touch grass in real life. Like I go outside and people like you see on these screens right now, they're literally just in my generation.
That's the funny thing. That's the only way for a short dude to fix his situation is to hopefully get a chick that's much taller than him if she's willing to take him and then have children with him. The children might still disrespect you to a degree, maybe, sort of, but at least in the long term, your kids will be better off in the long run as boys. Not really girls. Girls have a harder time finding men who especially if they're in the 6, I think like 5'10" to 6 something range. But like if they're like 5'5" or less, 5'6" or less, they're usually fine. They usually find a mate 9 times out of 10.
Generation just looking down everywhere like robots. And I'm not gonna act like I don't do this too, but I'm very self-aware. And when I'm not doing business on like email or Gmail or whatever, or looking at YouTube stats, I'm looking up at the sky. Unironically, I look crazy. I'm looking up at the clouds because it's just like, holy shit, I need to circumvent this, right? So yeah,
this is why Gen Z isn't having sex.
Yeah. So
okay. Before we get into opinions, ideology, or blame, let's lay out what we actually know, because we know a lot. The federal government has been tracking Americans' sexual behavior for decades through some of the most respected surveys in social science.
Yes, the government is very interested in the population, of course, because that is what our economy is.
The National Survey of Family Growth, run by the CDC, is one of the gold standard data sets, and the numbers from its 2022 and 2023 wave hit like a truck. Among Americans aged 22 to 34, 24% of men reported zero sex in the past year. That's 24? Up from just 9% roughly 10 years earlier.
And let's 24% who admitted it were telling the truth. Imagine all the guys who were lying.
Not a gentle slope, a cliff.
Holy
For women in the same age bracket, it went from 8 to 13%. Not as sharp, but still a 50% jump in a decade.
Now that literally makes no sense. This surplus of men versus women, this means something. If you understand math, if it was equal on both sides, it would be parity. I mean, clearly, yeah. So you can do the math on that.
Male virginity doubled overnight. 10% of men in that age range said they had never had sex. The
Clearly, basically, that surplus is going somewhere, essentially.
Institute for Family Studies put it plainly. Sexlessness among young men had roughly doubled across every measure. For women, it's up about 50%. And this isn't just one rogue data set. The 2024 General Social Survey backed
You all already know. You know the fucking, what is that toy? The Rose toy is going ham right now. There's a reason for why that went
25% of men aged 18.
The Rose toy? That's a thing?
18 to 29, no sex in the past year. For women, 18.5%. The Kinsey Institute, one of the most recognized names in sex research, found that 1 in 4 Gen Z adults had never had partnered sex at all. For young men, it was 1 in 3.
What?
The trend didn't just materialize. Had recognized names in sex research, found that 1 in 4 Gen Z adults had never had partnered sex at all. For young men,
Oh my god, pause! Okay, 1 in 4 Gen Z adults never had
it was 1 in 3.
Oh
The
my
trend
God.
didn't just materialize
What
at
is
age
wrong with-
21.
Okay. I'm trying to read something and this idiot
25% of men aged 18 to 29, no sex in the past year. For women, 18.5%. The Kinsey Institute, one of the
they're not that far from each
most
other.
recognized names in sex research, found that 1 in 4 Gen Z adults had never had partnered sex at all.
1 in 4 Gen Z adults never had partner sex. Oh damn. So 1 out of your 4 friends has never had any type of relations with the other opposite sex, or even the same sex with someone. Is that that's a major skill issue, right? I'm pretty sure that's a skill issue, right? That must be a skill issue. You can't tell me. Let me see. I'm going to do it. Let me see. Well, didn't expect to see that. You don't know. All right, let me see. So if I had a kid, it would be 6'3.5" for a boy, or a girl, 5'9" for a girl. Oh, it depends. It could be switched. It could be it could be 6'3.5" for the girl and then 5'9" for the boy. It's not guaranteed, but most likely boys are more likely to be taller than girls. Even though girls may mature physically in a more puberty type sense. So, because the testosterone in their bodies per se.
For young men, it was 1 in 3.
For young men is 1 in 3. Oh wait, Gen Z for young men is 1 in 3. For women is 1 in 5. So there's more women having sex than the men. So for 5 women, 4 of them are having sex, 1 is not. For dudes, there's 3 of us. So if me, Mikey, and Bri were to hang out, one of us is lying about getting it in. One of us is lying. What? One of us is lying. There's an imposter among us, bro.
The trend didn't just materialize at age 21. The roots go back to adolescence.
Guys, we gotta change this. Like, what are we doing,
Are
guys?
they gonna blame COVID for this again? Oh god, I bet you they're gonna say COVID. Everyone was in their house for like 2.5 years or some stupidness.
The guys and girls, like, actually, what are we doing? Like, we're gonna lead our country to extinction if we don't actually get together, you know? And of course, this was only exacerbated by young people having years of their life being stolen by COVID. Let's be honest, that whole era, you know, people get mad when I say a lot of that was calculated, but okay, whatever, sure. You know, it came from nature, if that's what you want to believe. Still, you know, the heavy lockdowns, the mandated shut-ins still a lot of people's social abilities.
In
Let's be honest.
2000, 80% of high school seniors had gone on a date that year. By 2023, 45%, cut nearly in half. Only 56% of Gen Z adults say they had any romantic relationship during their teen years.
That is 56%
Oh
of Gen
my
Z men.
God.
Like, that's over.
Bro, that's over half. Bro, that's over half. That's not good, dude. Wait, what is the neurodivergent status? I don't think that's even... Well, they're still human, so I guess it doesn't really matter now, huh? Because both women and men are not doing a very good job, so that covers everybody. Let me see. COVID generally did mess up my social life for real. I was an outside kid, but you still got a girl, so you won. No matter how much you say you messed up, you got a 6-foot woman who took you. So you didn't really mess up, Nate. You good. You ain't missing out. You got a whole 6-foot woman on your side. Let me see. 1 out of 3 could be acoustic. 1 out of 3. I don't know if they're actually counting. Well, they are. Maybe they are. Yeah, maybe they are overall. So the rich would still outlive us. Fuck. All right, never mind. See, right? You still got a chick on your side. There's some dudes who don't got nothing. They say 56% of y'all have not had a chick in your teen years. I'm like, that's crazy. That's insane. I was dating at 13, 14, 15. Oh my God. I feel so bad for
half of our male population in Gen Z who've not had interactions with women, no experience whatsoever, not even, I would say, kissing, no romantic relationship whatsoever, no crushes, no holding hands.
So there's just a bunch of Gokus just running around because he don't know what kissing is, but he has children somehow. A bunch of Gokus. Y'all just a bunch of Saiyans. That's your problem. Y'all just a bunch of Saiyans.
No touching, like come on.
Yeah, he don't know you went that life. Yeah, like
of boomers,
Nate doesn't know he's
76% of Gen X.
That's crazy.
45% of Gen Z men had zero.
Says Gen Z men, 56% had a romantic relationship as a teenager. Boomers definitely did, 78. I was a part of that 68% then. Huh, cool. I'm glad I'm part of that statistic at one point.
Relationship experience as teenagers. That's double the rate of older generations. The CDC's Youth Risk Behavior Survey shows that only 32% of high school students in 2023 had ever had sexual intercourse.
So I'm going to again blame social media, rising standards, compare and contrast on social media, lack of third places, and things just being incredibly expensive.
As he claimed, he never kissed Chi-Chi. I don't know how that's... He has 2 sons. I don't know what this lady did to this man, but I don't know.
How are you as a guy going to take a girl out if what used to be $1 or $2 on the McDonald's value meal is now like $5, $6, $7, $8, right? Meanwhile, we're competing with the entire world. A lot of jobs.
Something tells me Chi-Chi did have sex with Goku, but it was such a horrific sight, or she got hurt that she didn't want him to like it. So she probably had Alibaba. Wait, is it Alibaba? The witch lady, Master Roshi's sister, to make him forget, or some nonsense.
Jobs that were relegated to for teenagers back in the day are now like actual grown people are holding them. So essentially teenagers are not able to get jobs as easy as they used to be able to get them, and young people are now having to compete with AI and just
okay, so when you say girlfriend, what are you talking, like you're saying elementary school, so like what is considered a girlfriend at that point? Well, you just hold hands, you shared a cookie or something, like you guys gave each other a kiss on the cheek or something? Like what I think considers a girlfriend is like more intimate than that, than just like there's something more to that than needs a sensu bean to heal her bean. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Cause didn't he like hurt Chi-Chi from accident when he was not even trying? Yeah, I think it was in the Broly movie. I think not the late one, the old ones, the old movies. It was the first one. I think most people probably had AGF in elementary school because of how stupid everyone was. Yeah. When you're a millennial, you have a girlfriend by default, whether you're trying to beat the allegations or not. You know what I'm talking about. If you're millennial, you know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure it happens in Gen Z and even Gen X. But if you went through elementary school, you was teased at least one time about having a girlfriend you didn't even knew you had, and then you tried to beat the allegations by getting upset or just like ignoring people, and people just still said you was like someone when you didn't, or you did. So everyone got alligated. It's called a lady friend at that point. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's just a lady friend. It's a female friend. That from Goku. So is this some kind of training, Chi-Chi? And that's what he actually asked, and then she said yes. He had a kid and got married. How the hell has he never kissed Chi-Chi? You think Bulma would scold him and explain that he had been kissed by his bride? That's what I'm saying. Maybe they did the devil's dance, but the thing is, it was so horrendous that she had to get Master Roshi's sister to make him forget. Because she's a witch, right? So she probably used some type of spell for him to forget and know what these concepts were. It was just too... I'm saying he's just too awkward about things. And you know how Goku kind of says like he's seen Bulma's breasts in front of Vegeta. He doesn't know his filter, so she probably didn't want him saying crazy stuff around the kids or something like that. That's what I'm assuming. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only reason why he doesn't know what that is. Goku's basically an abusive deadbeat dad. Let me see. I had a dude that used to crash out each time someone tried to say he like, yeah, we all knew that. We know a dude like that. Either you was a dude crashing out, you was a dude being teased, or you the dude who just didn't give a F, whether people tease you or not.
Just like cheap foreign labors that corporations keep selling us out for. So it's ridiculous. I mean, things are expensive, lack of third places, social media addiction. People can, get dopamine hits from unlimited access from doom scrolling and other, online activities.
In 2021, that number was 54%. So we're not just staring at a blip. This is a generational shift, one that started in the teenage years and accelerated into adulthood.
Hey, when you don't have anybody to teach you these things when you're a kid as a teenager, of course, when
blip. This is a generational shift, one that started in the teenage years and accelerated into adulthood.
Hey, when you don't have anybody to teach you these things when you're a kid as a
shift, one that started in the teenage years and accelerated.
Bro, is that Rebecca Sugar? Bro, that looks like Rebecca
into adulthood.
Hey, when you don't have anybody to teach you these things when you're a kid as a teenager, of course, when you become an adult, you're not going to learn who's going to teach you unless you try to teach yourself. So it makes sense.
Now, here's where the story goes from young people aren't hooking up to something much bigger. Because the decline in sex doesn't exist in a vacuum. It sits on top of a collapse in friendship, socializing, and basic human contact. The Atlantic's Derek Thompson coined a term for it, the antisocial century. And the numbers back him up. Americans historically spent 6.5 hours a week with friends. Between 2014 and 2019, before COVID, that dropped to 4. By 2024, the average American was getting 35 minutes of in-person social time per day, down from 42 a decade earlier.
So historically 6.5 for all of, I guess, human history. Then before 2019, 4 hours. And then after COVID, 35 minutes a day, I think. That's nuts. Like, of course, this is, again, let me not head into my conspiratorial, mode right now, but hey, the damage is done. This is not healthy. How do you expect man and woman to come together?
Because once you go down that route of relationship class, you're gonna upset the pride flag. You're gonna upset the pride flag. Somewhere down the line. That's why you're gonna somehow upset the pride flag. Actually, that's your parents' job to teach you those things. It's not really the school to teach you that. That's how much this our society has ruined us, because the parents are supposed to teach you the birds and the bees and tell you how that works and give you a good understanding of how relationships is, because every relationship is gonna be different. So you learn most of that stuff through your parents and how they interact with each other, if they're even together, or your guardians per se. So they're supposed to teach you, not a teacher. Especially most of these teachers are weird and creepy, and they want to push some nonsense on children anyway already. So most people don't want no stranger telling them anything about relationships and how relationships work. Like, I don't even think most people like the idea of kids doing sex ed anymore because of the agenda pushing nonsense. So like, other than that, like, that's your parents' job. If your parents are not doing that, then they failed you to a degree. They're supposed to sit you down and talk to you about it, like my parents did. You know what I'm saying? My dad did. That's your parents' job. But if they're not doing that, then they're ruining you at that point. Because I know some parents who say they don't want to talk about it because they say it's too weird. Then don't have kids if you're not going to like teach them anything. Let me see. I know this is gonna sound weird, but I think my GF taught me how to understand a relationship. I'm not gonna take that too literal. She might be nice to you and kind to you, but like, that's technically your parents to do that. Depending on what your parent dynamic is, they're supposed to teach you what to look for, what not to look for, how you be treated, how you should treat others, X, Y, and Z type stuff. But usually that's I think that's a little bit misguided to a degree. She's probably nice to you, she's probably kind to you, she's probably thoughtful towards you and stuff like that. That's great. But like, it's overall your parents' job to guide you to that. Oh, did you see that pride flag got more colors now? It's not even about more colors, it has more symbols now. The flag is split up into alphabet and getting their own colors. I don't know, that's stupid now. After a while, that is just absolute division in itself. That's mental division in itself. You can't tell me. Anyway, like before we got together, I was practicing things I've known with her. I was practicing things I've known with her, putting things into practice. Yeah, that's fine. Being physically intimate with someone is one thing, but it's more of a maturity thing where it comes to understanding a person and understanding your place with that person. It's not about physical stuff. That's why when you ask the question, is it having a girlfriend in elementary school the same? I'm like, no, because there's a mature intimacy that has to be in place there in the sense of mental understanding, mental, spiritual, physical, metaphysical, and all these other things in play to really say you like someone, or you really like someone, or you have to really get to know them, and blah blah blah. It doesn't go just beyond just physical things. It goes beyond that. So the L are getting different shades of red, etc. That's insane, dude. After a while, this is getting stupid. This is getting absolutely stupid now. Like, it's not even like being hateful. It's just dumb now. This is getting stupid. Imagine a hetero started doing that and saying, we make our own flag. Instantly you get hated. I know. I didn't mean just no, I know, I get it. But like, when you're young, they say things like that. I used to say the same things you used to say. Trust me, everything you're saying, we probably have said at one point or had some form of it at some point. We think we know what we're doing, X, Y, and Z. The person we're with is like beyond anything we've been with, we're in love with, blah, blah, blah. I think they taught me how to be a better lover or be a better person, blah, blah, blah. We all said it in our 20s, early teens, 20s, and even our early 30s. We don't figure that out till like well, you should figure it out before like mid 20s, or at least before your 20s. But at least most of us don't figure that out till like probably late 20s, early 30s per se.
Just on a friendship basis, a friend group to form long-lasting relationships if people are not in close proximity to each other. Now, I would say technically there's nothing stopping people from doing these things. It's just, it's easier.
Did I miss the hetero meeting? The hell?
To contact each other via social media, and there's not that sense of mystery anymore, or that sense of urgency anymore when you have instant access to everyone, right? You're not longing for these people anymore because you can just hop on Discord, hop on Skype. For those of you, Skype, does that even still exist? I don't know. Google Meets, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and see these people, right? You don't have to actually head to their house anymore. You can literally just talk to them with these modern technologies. It's sad, actually.
Robert Putnam documented the decline years ago. By 2000, Americans were 58% less likely to attend a club meeting and 45% less likely to have friends over than they were 25 years earlier. COVID wiped out even more of what was left. For young people, unstructured time has been slashed. Helicopter parenting, overscheduled childhoods, and the share of adults 25 to 34 living with their parents doubled from 9% in 2000 to 18% in 2023.
I gotta say, I don't know anybody in my age group. Again, I'm like literally the only one who has the ability, of course, because of my position, to live by themselves and afford things. But literally everyone I know is either living with a roommate or they live with their parents or something, some way, shape, or form. Like, they have no stability or independence, and that
yeah, I fall in that situation, sadly. I'm with my folks right now. I was supposed to be on my own since 2019. That went left when everything went to shit. That went to shit. So yeah, but saving up, close to my goal. Some BS. Just yesterday, I had to help my parents give them like $2,000 for something. Let me see. I remember I saw a pride flag. Let me see. Wait, Art is playing on the. I remember I saw a pride flag and a straight flag next to each other on a different. Where is this so-called straight flag? Where the hell is that? Anyone who has a straight flag, we're called hateful. I don't know where you see there is no such thing, no straight flag. That does not exist. Was it a white flag meaning surrender? What the hell? Okay, is it that black and white flag that looks like a Sephora bag? I don't want to be called a breeder. Called a breeder. What the hell? We're breeders. Oh my god. I am not calling anyone a breeder. I am not faulting to those stupid language barrier nonsense. I'm not doing that. If that's considered hateful, I'm extremely hateful then. I take care of my folks financially, and I hate it, and I want them to get their own home. I get you. I understand, bro. I understand.
There's nothing wrong with that. I actually advocate for that. Live with your people, live with your parents, live with a roommate, and save and stack bread. Of course, I think we should be doing that. Unironically, that's actually forcing community, people to come together and be in close proximity to each other, which I think is cool. But it's a sign of the economic times that we live in and the instability. Clearly, like, people are struggling.
Privacy for romance? Good luck.
That's the issue. Privacy for romance. If you're literally living with your mom or dad,
yeah, this is not going. This straight flag thing. This is a joke. This is not going to be taken seriously. I'm not going to tell you right now. Like, you may think that you may call this straight flag if you want. but this is not going to be a thing. This is probably a thing amongst that community, but it's not going to be presented as if this is normal. Like, not like that of the rainbow flag and all the other flags you see that everyone puts themselves in, and the trans flag and stuff. They may make a flag for straight people, which is funny as hell, but then again, it's like, it just causes more division. It's the irony in this is, as accepting as they claim to be, it ends up being more division making anyway. If you want to make division, make a flag. That's the irony in this. That the more flags are made, the more division it causes. It just, and what's the irony in that, everyone that's under that moniker ends up being a opposition to each other one way or another, especially straight people. They're a opposition towards everything. So it makes no sense. It's like if every religion sits under one veil, they're not going to get along. They're not, because all their rules are going to like hit to each other. It makes no sense. The irony.
Or parents or whatever it's going to be hard to actually have a girl over to chill and actually do things with her that you would want to do, right?
And here's the painful irony. 58% of Gen Z says they prefer to meet a romantic partner.
You know what they're trying to, what they was trying to do is change the word to mother to birth person. Remember that? When they was trying to change the name to mother to birthing person? Oh my god. Horrendous. Let me see. Just let me sit in the stream for lag. Is it lagging? Is the stream lag?
Person. They want organic connections. They just don't have the places, the time, or for many of them, the social skills to make it happen.
Of course, people want serendipity. They want happenstance. They want to feel like there's some spark, some connection there. And that is what I see, you know, on my daily, what do we call adventures? My daily rendezvous. People actually they're tired, they're burnt out of the internet shit. They're burnt out of the digital age, and they want authenticity. And I can see it. I can definitely see that. iPhone, social media age popped up 2006, 2007, right?
Nearly every data set converges on this.
I said this a long time ago. If you want everything back to be like the 90s and early 2000s, get rid of the phone. Get rid of the internet. Once you get rid of that, everything goes back to what it's supposed to be. It's going to take some time. It might take like, 5 years? But like, that will fix itself. If you take away the internet, if the internet literally just disappears tomorrow, and it was like the 90s to early 2000s where we get all our information from the TV or a case may be, or from a friend or something. That's probably the two basic things. It was either through the TV or through a friend. That's it. Not through a friend, not through a YouTuber, not through a Twitch streamer, not through a Reddit post, not through a Twitch post, Twitter post, not through, any of these things. It was either your friend who heard it from the news or the news. That's it. That's it. Or a conspiracy nut. That was either those three things. That's it. Let me see. That's crazy. Okay, yo, I'm lagging so bad. So swipe up, swipe down. Back to the books. Yeah, back to the books.
Same inflection point. Yep. Somewhere between 2010 and 2015. That's when smartphones became basically universal among teenagers. Yep. Jonathan Haidt calls it the Great Rewiring. Team Twangy analyzed surveys covering.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I got my first.
See, the thing with Tinder, all these dating app has been gamified. So I remember when, I think even before Tinder, it was like Meet Me and all these other things. They were free off rip. Most of them was free. Now you have to pay money to find girls or someone that you're interested in the same vicinity. You have to pay for that. You have to pay for like information on another person. You have to pay for everything. Everything is paying down the line. You have to pay for something. So that made it even more worse. And then the person can lie, so you don't know if what they're saying is actually true. So and then the person you're gonna meet or talk to, you don't even know that's even the person you're talking to. They could be catfishing. So that even makes things even more worse. And then when you actually meet them, hopefully they're not crazy or they're not insane, or you don't say the wrong thing that ruins the date, and you have to pay for the date, which I wouldn't recommend any boy to do that, especially any man to do that at the meeting someone. But then again, it is what it is. That you're just better off just doing a video chat amongst each other first. I think that'd be better off before you date or do you want to go on a date. Video chat with each other. Video chat, why not? Right? Just video chat. Why go on a date on the first date? Just video chat first. See how you guys chemistry on thing. How you guys banter well. And if you banter well, it shouldn't be that bad if you see each other, right? You know what I'm saying? It kind of makes sense, right? Tinder is great, but I don't think they know about Hole Finder. I'm not sure about that one.
Phone as like I was like 12 or some shit. I got the flip phone from AT&T. Mind you, I was a kid, so my hands were small.
It's been a very long time since I've been on a dating app. Since I met my woman. So like it's been a very long time.
And that phone could fit in the palms of my hands, and I could like wrap my hands around it like, yo, I'm
over 11 million young people, and found that.
But then my dad a year later got me like one of those flip phones, and ultimately it got stolen. Some guys robbed me. It was like those, not a flip phone, it was like the touchscreen slide out keyboard AT&T phone. It was so cool too.
Oh man, the sidekicks. Let's go, bro. The sidekicks. Woo! And the razors and the sidekicks. I had that. That's exactly the same phone I had.
Robbed. It was like in some park, like by a skate rink. But
Teens
anyway,
in the 2010s spent a
full
hour less per day.
Skype is dead now. You gotta use Discord now. That's a hassle, but yeah, Skype is dead. You can't use Skype no more. Sadly.
On face-to-face socializing than teens in the 80s, even though they actually had more free time. Gen Z now averages over 6 hours a day on their phone.
That is crazy.
Nearly 70% say they're addicted, and the displacement is measurable. The Institute for Family Studies found that weekly in-person social time among young adults roughly halved.
All right, so we hear all the stats. We all already know this. If you're a Gen Z, you likely know either you're experiencing this yourself or you have a brother or sister. Even if you're a parent, you see your kids, you have your friends, you see the problem, you see the issue, and this is a very self-aware, self-identifiable issue. Now, how do you solve this? Literally just go outside and start making friends. But here's the thing, easier said than done, because you try to talk to a Gen Z people or person, bro, they're so like, it's like people,
they're super awkward. They don't want to talk. They don't want to do anything. They don't know how to socialize well, or they I don't know. Y'all weird. Y'all Gen Zs are weird. Y'all weird. Y'all don't know how to, like, it's weird. Not all of you, but a good portion of you. I have come across some of you. And sadly, my little brother's like this. Jesus Christ. Oh, he's Gen. Let's see. He's called Gen. What's the year? I think he was born in 2010. I think he's Gen Z. Is he Gen Z? No, I think he's Gen Alpha. Not sure.
People have lost all ability to socialize, and this is why I'm so glad that I was a kid, or I had part of my childhood before social media became so rapid or prevalent or pervasive in our culture. Because at least I got to experience, a life with people who actually talk normally. Or
if you use your phone less, you'll be more better and happier. You're not even wrong on that. Just use it less if you can. It's a website that lets you find glory. It's all over the nation. Is that really a thing? Or are you just gaslighting? I use my phone about it like 12 hours a day.
Feel that awkwardness of socializing. So if you were a Gen Z person who are struggling with this, you're just gonna have to force it. Kind of. You're gonna have to actually walk up to people and talk to them, because those people likely are not gonna walk up to you and talk to you, unfortunately. And then check this.
And
check
that
this
drop
out.
started well before COVID. Here's the one thing that might freak you out.
Here it comes.
According to the American Time Use survey, the typical female pet owner now spends more time with her pet than in face-to-face contact with her friends. Let that sit for a second.
Let that sink in. That is crazy, guys. Again,
so like girls are turning into cat ladies earlier than they are in their like late 30s, early 40s. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
80 and 90% of young adults report having been exposed to pornography. The average first exposure, somewhere between
ages 10 and 13. Yeah, it tracks. It tracks.
Just 10 and 13. Among men under 30, about 17% use it daily. 2.5 times the rate.
Remember, Ice Spice is in Fortnite. What is Ice Spice known for? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about, like, let it sink in. You know what I'm saying? You say you're a teenage boy, you got Call of Duty. You got probably the Nicki Minaj skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, think about it. Like, let that sink in. Let that sink in for a little bit. Young kids know what Ice Spice is. Actually, young kids, there's a video of a bunch of little girls rapping at a song of what's her name? Sexy Red. Talking about their booty brown, their booty brown or some crap. Booty hole brown or some nonsense. There's literally a viral of them dancing and singing about that very thing. Parent recording this too. They think that was cute. Remember, she got told to rap by Kai, and she just started shaking. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And remember how many boys are watching Kai and Rakai, right? And remember, most of these young boys are watching people like Rakai, Jack Dorothy, Neon. You know what I'm saying? The you know what I'm saying? They're all hang out with what? OF girls. You think the average 10-year-old or 13-year-old doesn't know who these OF girls is by now? Come on, dude. Even if they don't watch the stream, they know their friend watches it and they tell them and show them. Who is Ice Spice? Don't play games with me, sad. I know you know who that is. Let me see. Remember, she told you the thing. Nonverbal. Okay, I read that back.
Rate of older men. Heavy use has been linked to lower rate of sexual satisfaction, weaker commitment in relationships, and for roughly 45% of heavy male users, erectile dysfunction.
Again, that's the problem with instant dopamine, right? I talk shit about Amazon and how Amazon has basically shuttered mom and pop stores, and you wonder why we have lack of third places. You have these mega conglomerates who are basically monopolizing and what's the word? They're just absorbing everything, you know, where you would have a brick and mortar to get particular products like a Best Buy or a B&H, a Blockbuster back in the day, or a Toys R Us. Now all of that is gone, gone the way of the dodo, because Amazon has essentially absorbed all our cultural icons, our third places. Malls are now, a lot of malls outside of major cities are just...
Why does Amazon Prime look so zesty with it?
All of that is gone, gone the way of the dodo, because so Amazon has essentially absorbed all our...
Why is bro so zesty with the stance? he's like, he's like, get him, queen. Why do you look so zesty when you stand like that? I can't take you serious. What is this? Bro, what is this? I don't even know for her for real. All I know is that half the entire planet cracked her. Oh Jesus. Let me see. Bonnie Blue should not be known. Yeah, she's known amongst all young men, young and old. Autobots slay out. Autobots slay out. The stance though, right? It looks so sassy. Get him, queen. Slay. I can't take this.
Our cultural icons are third places. Malls are now, a lot of malls outside of major cities are just desolate now, right? Again, because every store has to compete with Amazon or Walmart. These...
I don't know. Y'all be out here telling me femboys out here. Like, we don't know that's a Amazon Prime.
Mega supermarkets, and does Amazon have like the B&H, a Blockbuster back in the day, or a Toys R Us? Now all of that is gone, gone the way of the dodo, because Amazon has essentially absorbed all our cultural icons, our third places. Malls are now, a lot of malls outside of major cities are just desolate now, right? Again, because every store has to compete with Amazon or Walmart. These mega supermarkets, and does Amazon have, like, did Amazon replace those third places? No. Is Walmart, I mean, some people hang out at Walmart, that is crazy, but yeah, you get the point. You have one ease of access.
Who hangs out at Walmart? People do that? We go to Walmart to hang out? Oh man. You know, there's something called a mall, right? Malls do exist, right? Right? I feel like that meme of Padme asking Anakin that question. There's malls, right? He's just smiling. What? Right? Oh my gosh, I know that mall. You know that mall? Oh hell no. No. Walmart is the new. No way. No one's hanging out at Walmart. I know that exact mall in the image. What? Let me go back. Hold up. This mall, this one specific. This is a mall. This one specifically. To be fair, malls are dead because they refuse to update their business model. No, the interior one. Oh, okay.
Does Amazon have, like, did Amazon replace those third places? No.
This place. Well, most malls look like something like this, I guess, depending. That one. This one? Oh my god.
Walmart, I mean, some people hang out at Walmart, that is crazy, but yeah, you get the point. You have one ease of access, instant dopamine, instant cart 2-day shipping, and you trade it off for, is Walmart, I mean, some people hang out at Walmart, that is crazy, but yeah, you get the point. You have one ease of access, instant dopamine, instant cart 2-day shipping, and you trade it off for sociability. You trade it off for actually having physical contact and being in the presence of people while you're out and about looking for a particular thing. The byproduct of pursuing a particular product or service usually came with socializing communicating with people in the real world. Now that you can order anything literally with the click of a button straight to your door within 48 hours, we've traded that off for essentially human contact.
But there's one important wrinkle. The casual direction is debated, and one finding really complicates the narrative that porn alone is driving this. Gay men haven't seen comparable declines in sexual activity, even though they consume porn and play video games at a similar or higher rates. So whatever's happening, it's not as simple as screens replaced sex.
Well, I mean, gay guys,
So
based
that
off
means
of my...
this is a woman problem. This is not technically a gay man problem. This is a woman problem. Feminism. Yeah, I think PT and JR said it earlier, like at the beginning of the video. It was feminism. And then men are scared to talk to women because they don't want to catch a case. What the hell? Oh my god, the thing. Hold on, guys. Yeah, JR and PT said it.
BNH.
Hold on, I'm bringing it back. I don't know what's going on with this internet lately. That's crazy. Yeah, it's feminism. I said it like 5 times. Yeah. Let me see the photo. The photo.
Is driving this. Gay men haven't seen comparable declines in sexual activity, even though they consume porn and play video games at a similar or higher rates. So whatever's happening, it's not as simple as screens replaced sex.
Well, I mean, gay guys, based off of my experience, are just very chill people, very relaxed and very straightforward. There's not this whole song and dance of like, there's just no run around. Like gay guys, I'm telling you, like a guy as a guy, I'm gonna be honest, who has been hit on by multiple guys throughout my entire life. Yeah, these guys are just very straightforward and honest. I kind of respect that, although they kind of
get gay soon.
Kind of go too far sometimes if they are actually into you. So yeah, that is something obviously heterosexual males and females struggle with because people are just, I don't like the games either. If we like each other, let's make that known. We understand the...
Let me see. Think that was one of the problems in Korea. Been a long time since seeing that documentary. That photo was crazy. Just 2 guys holding hands. Just 2 guys.
Vibe. Let's see what happens after that, but yeah.
Pew found 64% of men who tried online dating felt insecure from the lack of responses.
Yeah.
54% of women felt overwhelmed by too many.
Yeah, because...
There it is. There it is. Myron said this. He said this. We was watching it with the father, right? The average woman does not want the average man because the average woman has a surplus of men who is, I want to say they're 1%ers, but they're much higher than what the average man is. The irony in this is that the average woman, I mean the higher valued man does not want the average woman. So it's this weird thing where the average dude who's just getting by, because remember the dude said, oh, he can just go to Denny's and get himself a girl who works there, or he can work at Denny's and find a girl who works there at the same time. The girl at Denny's don't want the dude who works at Denny's, because that means they both are struggling. She wants a dude who doesn't work at Denny's. That used to work back in the 80s, 70s, or whatever the case may be, because she didn't have a internet or Instagram to give her the BS lie that she can just find a dude within 2.5 seconds. She may still have the big head, like she can find a dude in this area, but she didn't have the same as trying to get a dude who's like a millionaire or 100,000-aire. So there's someone who's like at least a little better than the average dude that's in this area. That's the problem. This is exactly what that simp was trying to defend when Myron was trying to tell him it doesn't make any sense. This is why the average dude is being left, because he just said it. The average dude feels totally left behind and can't get like any swipes, but the girls are getting too many swipes ups, too many rights. So the average chick, and this is what the angry Asian TikToker guy said. He said there's too, and he was using video game jargon. He said there's too many 4s and 5s and this matchmaking that doesn't make any sense. There'll be like 3s and 4s in like matchmakings with like 7s and 9s, 7 and 8s or something like that, when they're supposed to be within their own matchmaking setup. No, there's too many gaslighted and too much gassed up heads of chicks who are not supposed to be in this bracket of or let me use Overwatch. So like there's too many silver players that's in Masters when they're supposed to be between bronze, platinum, and silver. No, they're in Masters class. They're not supposed to be here. That's the problem. And because there's so many silvers that's in there, they don't want bronze and platinum. So bronze and platinum is like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? And then plus they're scared of one of those silvers calling a grape charge on them, or something like, or they was too weird, or they're strange, or something like that. Just two guys holding hands, see anything? I can see that. Who wants to be hit on by a bald dude while you're working? Right.
Because men are the thirsty gender and women are, well, they have a lot of options on dating apps, essentially.
So one side of the market is starving and the other side is drowning, and both walked away frustrated. If you've spent any time in the corners of the
I don't know how any girl can get frustrated being overly whelmedly wanted.
internet where young men discuss dating, you've heard the phrase the 80-20 rule. The idea that 80% of women are only interested in the top 20% of men.
Well, to be specific, they're not only interested in the top 20%, but that is the first preference. Like, that is the preference in terms of the
So let's unpack. The claim didn't come from any peer-reviewed study. It traces back to a 2015 blog post on Medium by an anonymous user who ran a rough statistical analysis on Tinder data.
Wait, Nate, you said you're a 7, right? Now, let's use video game logic. Are you like a 7 bronze? Or a 7 silver? Or a 7 platinum? So this is how it goes. Like bronze, silver, platinum, masters, grandmasters, and then whatever's up top of that, that's the highest one. I think usually grandmasters, and then usually that's how it works. So like you can do this where like I think I'm silver 7. So you're a 7 silver. So at least you're honest. I think I'm more of a 7 silver myself. I'll say like a 7 silver. I think like 7 silver, I'll say. In all honesty with myself. I don't think I'm in diamond. I don't think I'm in masters or grandmasters like that. And then but as a dude, based on what you can provide, can actually shoot your attraction level up. So like if you're a dude who's making, I don't know, say like 80,000, 90,000 a year, you're probably around plat or diamond. If you're making 100,000, you're like masters, 100,000 plus, like 150,000, like 100 to 150,000, you're like masters plus, right? But if you're like making past 150,000, you're like this is under the bracket of average man stuff. This is not the bracket of like being a millionaire or something. So like say like if you're like probably 100,000, 150,000 plus, probably grandmasters. Now I was making that. So like if you're making that, that makes you attractive. Well, at least based on what you can provide. It's like basically gold level, not platinum. Let me see. Was. Oh, okay, was. Okay. I see what you say. Okay. Not anymore. So because that maybe has changed more, so the bracket has even gotten lower then. So how would you rate that then? Honestly. Because I don't think a lot of dudes make 100,000 like that. Or even 100,000 or 150,000 plus, depending. The average dude, I'm saying. Let me see. I'm planning on bulking out. See, if you're going based on looks, then that's also a category on its own too. Like I would say it depends if you ask a guy versus a girl. Okay, I would more ask a dude because more dudes are more honest and realistic. Women tend to. I'm not saying women can't be, but most of them are not. So like, most dudes will be honest with themselves, or at least honest with other dudes. 9 times out of 10, if within this type of bracket or so, because it's based on not just looks, it's looks, what you can provide in the sense of like money, looks, and what else? I guess height can play into it, but that's a form of looks anyway. So or mental stability. I guess mental stability. You can mental stability, looks, and money. I guess those are the 3 main things. I would say it depends. Oh, yeah, I read that part. Okay.
Data. The author himself admitted flaws in his methodology. A related talking point cites OkCupid's 2009 internal data, which showed that women rated 80% of male profiles as.
Let me say, you said most of the point aren't on looks for real. It's just a plus always should be a plus. Women are delusional, I think. No, but like this is the thing. Women, sadly, most of the time, women are pretty fickle, and they go based on how you look. You'd be surprised how many girls will sleep with a dude if he you'd be surprised how many girls will sleep with a dude if he comes off famous. So like, let's use an example. So like, if a girl were to meet you and think you was a square, and then a lot of people started running up to you. Let's just use a fabrication. A lot of people started recognizing you and started taking pictures with you. She'll see you as attractive now because they'll be like, oh, snap. I know I'm using those prank videos where they have a dude say hi to a girl, and then she's like not giving no play. And then when he goes up to his car type stuff and it looks like a Lamborghini or something, then she starts talking to him. But I'm using it in the veil. Like if you go up to a girl and say talk to her and she says hi and she's not really feeling you out. But if someone came up and had your friend or a bunch of people, you hire a bunch of people run up to you and take pictures with you because you're some type of famous person. Now they're going to be more interested in you and want to understand who you are. You'd be surprised. They don't even think you have money. It's just you have the clout. You have the scene. You don't have to have technically money per se. Let me see. Most of the point is like, look for nothing. Like women are delusional and they think if you are not making 100 million, you're not wealthy. But reality if you're in the top 10%, if you're making 100K top, 1% is only 400K. Ah, okay. Wouldn't that be like more grandmasters, like 400K plus then? Let me see. And or higher. That's or top what? 500. Top 500. I think it's grandmasters and top 500, I guess. I think Overwatch has it. It's like that's how it goes. It goes bronze, silver, platinum, diamond, masters, grandmasters, top 500. I guess. Let me see. That's the only because 2020 eroded middle class due to artificial lockdowns. Let be fair. Cooking or bonus. No, that goes with what you can provide as well. But it doesn't show unless you're in the kitchen, just carrying a George Foreman grill and making hot sandwiches. My grand made it her mission to teach me how to cook her African dishes, even if it was forced. Well, you have to learn how to cook because most of these bitches can't cook anyway. You'd be surprised how much of them can't cook. You'd be surprised not because they can, most of them can't. And they are not going to admit that they can't. That's the wild part about that. They're not going to actually admit it half the time. And even if they did, that's all that matters. Like if you can cook for yourself, that's fine. That's fine. And that's a win for most men anyway, because once you can cook for yourself, you don't really need that bitch other than she give you some hoo-ha.
Is below average in attractiveness.
Brutal.
That sounds devastating until you look deeper. Those same women still message the men they rated poorly.
Exactly. That's why you got to specify. It's a preference. It's not like an absolute, right? It's not like 80% of men are literally getting no play out here, but it is a preference, right? It's like going into an ice cream shop and getting your preferred flavor. But if they're out of your preferred flavor, which may have been strawberry or vanilla or chocolate, you may settle for pistachio. It's okay, but it's like not what you wanted at first.
Meanwhile, men funneled almost all their messages to the most attractive women. A 2025 study of 4,500 speed dates found that face-to-face is the gender selectivity.
Bro, at 28, I was making 6 figures, can cook, bought 3-bedroom house off the lake, bought a car, and had a home gym. Then I got laid off, and a few years later, make a mean salad and rosemary rice. Still have it all, but trying to get back up financially still. I understand, bud. I hear you, bud. Hey, 1 minute you could be on top, and the next thing you know, you're scrounging for the cushions. You're looking for some quarters in the cushions. I get it. Sorry to hear that, JR. Let me see. She's so good at it. I really thought she was going to have her own store. Aw.
gap found that face-to-face, the gender selectivity gap is far
get your own business and do your own restaurant.
smaller than on apps.
Of
I
course,
wouldn't recommend to start a restaurant, to be honest.
because on apps, dating apps, it's about your physicality mostly. That's, you know, that's what that's about. Let's be honest here. In person, there's pheromones, like apps, because we're animals. Of course, you can physical contact, you can see aura, like not literally, but
Well, you can make it work, even though like a week, 800 a week, not bad. Not bad. But like, well, not perfect.
No, your body, physical contact. You can see someone's breathing, their pulsation, like their body language. You can see them flustering their hairs, looking away. Like these things are natural. And again, this is why I harp on the fact that social media and our addiction to these platforms are, I believe, is one of the leading contributors of the fracturing of men and women dating.
Men said yes about half the time, women about a third. That's a 1.5 times difference, not the 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio that you see on swiping platforms. The 80-20 rule is a massive oversimplification. It reflects something real about how dating apps concentrate attention, but it is not evidence that 80% of men are invisible to women in the real world.
Right, the real world. This is why I got to make this distinction. We got to get rid of social media. We got, like, in terms of dating apps, just, they have to go. They're retarded. Like, they're actually bad. And I genuinely believe they're not good for the psychology of males or females.
Oh, no, definitely not. Like I said, if you want things to be normal again, get rid of the internet. If you take away the internet, yes, I know, but Art, if you get rid of the internet, won't you X, Y, and Z? Yes, but then again, if you, it will be hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's not gonna it's just be easy for everyone just to adjust to that. But we, as humans, we tend to adjust to anything, if anything. It sucks, but that's just if you want things to go back to what it was, like how things were like the early 2000s or so, get rid of the internet, because the internet wasn't that prevalent. It was around, but it was not that invasive where it was in every facet of your life. It was like one part of your life, not everything through like your computer, your fridge having Wi-Fi in it. You know what I'm saying? Like we have our fridge has Wi-Fi in it. That tells you everything you need to know. The fridge has Wi-Fi in it. There's no need for you to have Wi-Fi in your fridge. Let me see. I know there are people who do worse, but inflation really makes 800 not go anywhere near as far as it goes to. Oh, I understand. Tongue twist picture. Let me see. Oh my god. If you're making 3 sales a day, you can totally sell a course on sales. On sales. I try to sell courses, but that's hard, bro. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to do better at selling a course. Maybe the course just sucks. Maybe that's the problem. Or maybe I'm not selling it well. Maybe it's just me. I think being honest gets you far. It does get you far in a relationship, only if she's willing to take the not fall in delusion and gas herself up and take the honesty for what it is, and then try to improve on said honesty. You know what I'm saying? On said solution that you give based on honesty. But if she's gonna play BS games with you, then you're wasting your time and your breath. This is why most girls will have relations with dudes who they hate, because most of the time those dudes who they hate will tell them the truth, because there's nothing for them to technically lose per se than the dude who's trying to give them sweet lies half the time and simp for them half the time. You shouldn't simp for women, and women shouldn't like technically simp for men, but then again, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't simp for anyone. They should be worthy of your time just as they're worthy of you. You should be honest with them whether they like it or not, because in the long run they'll respect you. They'll respect you in the long run. Even if they say they hate you, they'll respect you, because at least they hate you with some form of respect. They acknowledge that to you. But if you're just a simp, and they're not going to take you serious, even if you're pissed off. Okay, let me see. I think the biggest issue is parenting. Parents just need to step up. And yes, that's also a big part of it. Stop letting the tablets, phones, and teachers and influencers raise their kids. I understand that, but like these parents are on this internet as well. That's what's keeping them. That's why they give the kids the tablet, because they're on the tablet. That's the irony in this, because now these parents are more on this computer, probably just as much or more than the kids, right? So if you take off the internet, it forces them to deal with each other by default. You know what I'm saying? When I worked at GameStop, people would come in and buy tablets for their 2-year-old. Oh my God, are you serious? Yeah, they used to sell tablets, right? In GameStop back in the day. I forgot about that. They'll have like on the side. I remember that. They used to have tablets. Holy moly. All right, I gotta go. Okay, later, bro. You can promote it more alongside some tutorials on your art channel, or I have to try. I'll have to look up some videos. Or can you raise my child for me? Sits kid down in front of stream. Good luck. Jesus Christ.
No, to be honest, me
Typically
daddy. That's
more
all I know.
likely to get their news from YouTube, where
Number chamberlain.
recommendation algorithms can funnel viewers towards manosphere content. Young women consume content that reinforces progressive frameworks. They're building worldviews in parallel that barely overlap, and they're supposed to sit across from each other at dinner and find common ground.
That's
it's
facts.
not working.
Yeah, no. Like the thing is, if a man and a woman, and it's just funny to me, if they don't have shared values in a country, politically, ideologically, even just socially, then there's nothing to talk about, right? Because both. I mean, I don't know. Some guys.
Ultimately, I blame feminism for that, because most men will agree to disagree just to move on. Women will hold a grudge against you for something that absolutely means nothing.
Do like conform to a woman's standards, but like there's a lot of guys who don't. Like for me,
They do it
example.
with their own female friends all the time. They hold grudges for things that doesn't even make a lot of sense. It's just usual delusional nonsense.
Well, I have my values and my principles, and I'm
Not all women, but a good set of
pretty much like not changing them in dating, because that's no, like, you know, I have my beliefs, I have my perspectives, and pretty much I'm not going to change my values just because I want vagina. That's like crazy.
Yeah, never change your values or your principles just because you want some puss.
Was this before social media? Someone said, dude, I need a guy like you. Well, you know, I'm single. Ha ha. No, but I am single. I know, but like.
See, this is why I like PT. PT knows that I'm not talking about her. You know what I'm saying? If I'm saying something about women, if she knows it's not her, she doesn't feel attacked. And even if she feels attacked, she knows it's coming from a place of honesty. So it's not like I'm attacking her like a PT, X, Y, and Z. This is why we need more women like PT. You can tell her the truth, or she can hear the truth and can see the message between the lines and say, okay, I get what he's saying. He's not talking directly to me. He's not attacking to me. Even if he's talking about someone I directly know, I can see how he can get to that conclusion based on pattern recognition, right? That's why. Even though sometimes the female mods I have drive me up the wall, they can take criticism. You know what I'm saying? If you can't take criticism, you're not gonna do well. You're always gonna be under some type of criticism. You know what I'm saying? Would be glad that Art would be a great dad. I'm hoping one day. I don't think I would like to be one day, hopefully. So let me see. Let me see. It's simple. Men are usually motivated and pursued by analogical information. Women are usually motivated and persuaded by emotional information. This is why Gen Z men and women are drifting apart. Correct. It's all your fault, universe. Sad. This is why far left tactics are so effective against Gen Z women, and Gen Z men are resistant to it, but the men aren't as very feminine. Yep.
Like, no. They said, OMG, yeah, I can come over later. Another person said, sweet, you can pick the movie. She said, how tall are you? He said 5'7". Haha, why? She said nothing. Just wondering, oh my God, my friend is stuck at the airport and I have to.
Wow. Oh yeah, I can come over later. Sweet. You can pick the movie. How tall are you? 5'7". Why? Nothing, just wondering. Oh my God, my friend is stuck at the airport. I have to go get her tonight. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. And you wonder why? What? I bet you anything. She's 5'2", 5'3", 5'4". I bet you anything. And the irony is, I'm pretty sure 5'7" dude can still pick a 5'1" chick and then throw her across the room just like the guy who's 6'1". I'm telling you, this is the saddest thing. This is the weirdest. It's like, but I get it. You want the best dude you can get across, but like, Jesus, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a little bit self-aware, like, you don't, okay. He's not 6 foot, but he may be the greatest dude you can ever come across. He may fit with you he might mesh with you so perfectly that you might not even see the height anymore from that point. Which is irony because he's taller than you. So at least give bro a little bit of a chance. You know what I'm saying? Just at least give bro a chance. Because he's letting you pick the movie. I don't know, man. At least give bro a chance. Let me see. Be prepared when you're a dad, it's not going to be easy. Just say, I'm pretty sure it won't. I am pretty sure I drive my father up the wall. Like, it is what it is. I drive my mom up the wall. I think I piss off my mom more than I piss off my dad. But I tell you, my nephew is 6'8", and we have a rule: if a girl asks your height right off bat, she's not wife material. She's looking for a wrong. Yes, I think that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I can just buy a nanny, so it's easier to deal with the parenting. You just get a nanny. God damn you. And then the nanny's probably insane.
Go get her tonight. I'm so sorry, bro. That is brutal. That is actually brutal. What the fuck? Wow.
I bet you anything, if it was flipped and he asked what her weight was and he said the same thing, she would probably make a TikTok on him and dox them. Bet you?
Imagine this. It's 2004, you're at a bar. You spot someone across the room. You walk up, you say something. Maybe it's smooth, probably it isn't. But either way, it's a private moment between two people.
Yeah.
Nobody recorded it, nobody posted it. Nobody got their life ruined for taking a shot. Fast forward to today, Gen Z is the first generation to go through puberty and young adulthood entirely under the microscope. Every awkward encounter, every rejected pickup line, every cringy DM can be screenshotted, posted, shared, mocked, and archived forever.
Yep, and that's exactly why. They don't want to say the wrong thing and then it's forever on the internet. Or because some of these chicks are actually motivated and incentivized to be an asshat and then record themselves. Remember the black woman who recorded that Asian dude who took her out to go and get what was it? It was what was it? It was Cheesecake Factory or something. First, this is the first main date. She wanted to go on a extravagant, like, 5-star hotel nonsense type nonsense. She wanted to do that. It didn't make any sense. He's like, why would I go on a thing? We just started dating. Why would I do this? And then she took out her phone, live streamed the whole thing, or trying to get content out of it to make him feel horrible for taking her out. Knowing that she doesn't get any real play, but because she thinks she's worthy of being a queen, she tried to humiliate him. But it backfired in the Strahan's effect. I can't say it. Strahan's effect, I think, went against her and she got destroyed on the internet. I would love to go to Cheesecake. Yeah, right. Cheesecake Factory is kind of crazy, you know? It's kind of good. You're getting cheesecake. Who would deny cheesecake, right? Especially at a nice price. And someone's paying for you? Why not? It's cheesecake.
And you wonder why a lot of young men
cancel culture started
are not approaching women because, first of all, everything with the surveillance state, CCTV, TikTok, Snapchat, everything, like you approach a girl, she doesn't like you or is not attracted to you for whatever reason. She pulls out her phone and now she wants to clown you, or her friends are doing it, or somebody across the way, because everybody wants to film everything. Nothing is organic. Like, I'm going to end the video with this. People feel spied on. People don't feel comfortable anymore. Social media, dating apps, doom scrolling, goy slop, what else? Ridiculous standards, compare and contrast, lack of third spaces, inflation, the devaluing of our dollar, fracturing political, ideological, social, culture, the ongoing online gender war. Yeah, no shit as to why, you know, young Gen Z and younger generations are struggling. I mean, who could have seen this one coming, right? So honestly, I don't know how we're gonna solve this. All I can say is, guys, enjoy the ride. It's gonna be a long and bumpy one.
All right, guys. Okay, we're done. Like, subscribe, share, follow, and comment. If you guys enjoy this and all that great stuff, I hope you guys got something out of this from me talking to the chat and the topic we talked about. I will probably have to edit this one a lot because of there was some jumps here and there. So hopefully we'll get it thrown. So with that said, like, subscribe, share, follow, and comment. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys in the next one. And thank you for all. Thank you, JR. Thank you, PT, and everyone taking part. And also, was Brian here? Mikey and Sad, thank you guys for taking part in this conversation. This was interesting. This was fun. You know what? I was gonna do the video with what PT sent me, but I don't want to rush it. So, and it's only 48 seconds, so I'm going to play it tomorrow when she's on. So when she gets on stream with us, I'll play the video because I don't want to rush it. So I'm gonna hold off the video that she sent me with the Invader Zim thing. It looks kind of funny. It's only 48 seconds, so we'll do it tomorrow. All right. Have a great night, guys. Thank you all. You guys are amazing. Let me see. Jump scare the guys holding hands. Okay, so with that said, I'll let you guys go. Have a great night. Thank you, guys. Thank you, JR. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, PT. Thank you, Sad. And thank you, Nathaniel. I think he left earlier. So, yeah, he said bye. So have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep safe. Love you all. You guys are amazing. And I'm going to go and get some editing done. All right. Later, guys.